screen. Left to circle Hunter. Left wing Garland. And on the wing we have a whistle. That's what the call is here. I almost thought he was going to call traveling, but didn't. Just have to redo it. 9 seconds on the shot clock. And the Cavaliers, Alonzo Ball, who came over from Chicago, coming in. And our friend Thomas Bryant was with the Wizards from 2018 to 2022.
Talk about a guy that
I don't think they're allowed to make that substitution, so that's slowing this down too.
No, you talk about a guy that has stayed in this league because of his motor. It's Thomas Bryant.
Well, I'll forever remember his. It was a Saturday night against the Phoenix Suns here at home, and he was putting up Wilt Chamberlain like numbers. 2019 Wizards. Good guy to be around as well. Top of the arc, Mobley. Got by Vucevic, hands off Garland. It's 5 on the clock. Whips it to a cutting Hunter. Foul line. Left corner, Mobley. 2 on the clock for 3 off the rim. Wade grabs the rebound. And we're going to have a loose ball foul through Dean Wade going over the back. Thought that was a good rebound until I realized how he got it was going over the back. 2019 Wizards, 5:05 to go, first quarter of play.
Like the rhythm that the Wizards are playing offensively. They got to tweak it up a little bit on defense now.
Carrington center circle now. George, hash mark left wing. Bounce pass to Vucevic, top of the arc, broken up by Ball, but getting it back George. Capital One Reload. George drives to the basket, bank and score. He curled off that screen, and all of a sudden everything opened up. 22-19.
Poor help defense by Cleveland there.
Thomas Bryant out front, top of the arc, hands off to Wade. Wade gives left wing. Tyson for 3. That nicks off the rim. Volleyballs to Bryant. Right of lane. Feeds a cutting Tyson to the basket. And he's sandwiched in between Champagnie and Vucevic. And this is going to be Champagnie's third personal foul.
That hurts because defensively he is so valuable to this team, especially in the absence of a Bilal Coulibaly with his perimeter defense.
So Jalen Tyson goes the line to shoot 2.
Jalen Tyson is a really intriguing player. He's averaging almost 6 rebounds and 13 points a game. It's his second year. You know, his brother is a wide receiver, very good one on Arizona State. One of the top wide receivers in the nation.
Tyson makes the first, 22-20. Second free throw made. 22-21, Wizards on top. Working left to right, Carrington, Capital One Arena logo. At the point between the circles, Keyshawn George, left wing Vucevic. Denied, hands off to George. Guarded by Bryant out front. George left the center circle. Top of the key. Spreads the pass. Right corner, Carrington for 3. Off the rim, no. And rebound, Jalen Tyson. 22-21, Wizards. Tyson, Capital One Arena logo, right side. Top of the arc, Garland. Start, guarded by George. Now he attacks, left elbow. Ball, left wing outside the arc for 3. That's no good. Vucevic snares the rebound. 22-21 Wizards. On court now. In the game, Will Riley. At the point between the circles, Vucevic right at the top of the key. Threads a pass. Trey Johnson to the basket. Bang and score. Left hand, right side. And the Wizards go up by 3, 24-21.
Really nice job by Trey Johnson reading the defense and going backdoor.
Garland to Wade, top of the arc. Left wing Tyson left the circle. Now right of the circle. Garland goes at George. Right elbow. Will Riley pokes at him. Right wing. He takes the 3. That's no good. Vucevic grabs the rebound. 24-21 Wizards. Up court, Trey Johnson. Right of the circle. Pulls up. Takes the 3. Off the back of the iron. No. Will Riley battles 3 Cavs for the rebound, but the Cavs got it.
I like the fact that he's getting some early burn there.
Garland splits the defenders. Gets left block. Behind the back pass. Under the basket. Intended for Tyson. Stolen by Carrington. Head to Riley. Riley lost the dribble, and Dwayne Wade scoops it up. And to Garland. Now right lane Tyson goes at George in the restricted arc. No and 1 by Keyshawn George. The foul with 2:57 to go here in the first quarter. Timeout. 24-21. Wizards on top of the Cavaliers. That was the 5th team foul, so the Wizards are in the penalty. Back in just a moment. Hang in there, gang. Love being together again on this Friday on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Glenn Consor, and we're working under a bit of a handicap. We're looking at our stats monitor, and it was from a Hawks game. We knew it was a while ago because Dominic Wilkins was having a 35-point performance. So we'll go to the right stats.
I thought I saw Lou Hudson's name on there.
We'll go to our statistician extraordinaire, Jonathan Morris, our director of intelligence, and he could tell us that the Wizards, and this is 62% shooting. You're going to have a chance against the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need to shoot 62%, but you can't be missing shots. They're 4 of 8 beyond the arc, and they have a 24-21 lead early on. Again, all the numbers presented by Robinhood, official brokerage and jersey patch sponsor of the Wizards. Keyshawn George with 7 points. Evan Mobley with 10 for the Cavaliers.
See, one of the stats that I'm going to be watching in a game like this and hopefully kind of getting out to our listeners, Dave, is right now the Wizards have 3 turnovers. But Cleveland only has 1. I want to see the Wizards more aggressive defensively, creating more havoc, creating more pressure on the perimeter, collapsing in the paint, building a wall around the guys that are penetrating, and causing some turnovers. Donovan Mitchell was out over the last couple of minutes. They look like a different team when he's not in the game because they're so banged up too that when he goes out just for a little bit of a breather, they look completely different.
Well, again, he's averaging 30 points a game, and as you mentioned,
4th in the NBA in scoring.
Yes, Jared Allen, Sam Merrill, Max Strus, Larry Nance Jr., all out for the Cleveland Cavaliers because of injury. I don't, and you were questioning whether Darius Garland's 100%.
I don't think he is. I've talked to some of the coaches, and the coaches aren't saying anything, but some of the broadcasters don't feel that he's got his pop back, but he, it's good to have him back on the floor for them because he could do so much. He could stretch. He's a stretch 2, undersized 2 guard.
Jalen Tyson makes the first, 24-22, makes the second. Again, he was fouled by Keyshawn George before we went to break.
That's the thing. Donovan Mitchell 6'3", Darius Garland 6'1".
Right of the center circle now. McCollum back in for the Wizards. Right by Mitchell. Trey Johnson foul line, right elbow, shoots in and out. Boy, wanted to go down, didn't Mitchell? Crosses midcourt to Dwayne Wade, left wing. Wade driving down the left block, spins. Now back out front it goes to Donovan Mitchell, working right to left. Mitchell, left double driving, gets in the paint, throws up a shot, blocked by Vucevic, gives the block ball, Tyson to the basket, bank, and score. Now, right now, still on the ground is Donovan Mitchell with a rolled ankle. Vucevic feeds on the basket. Riley, couple pump fakes. Behind him, the pass is intercepted by Lonzo Ball. Ahead to Mitchell, bank, and score. Mitchell was knocked down court, and so he was just waiting. 27-24, so Lonzo Ball able to hit that touchdown pass, if you will. Now C.J. McCollum through the center circle as Jameer Watkins is coming now for the Wizards. Vucevic, top of the arc for 3. No, off the rim. Tyson the rebound. So the Cavaliers suddenly have a 3-point lead. 1:50 to go, first quarter. Ball, left wing, baseline left, Bryant, guarded by Vucevic. Hands off the ball to a cutting Bryant in the paint. Over Vucevic, shoots and scores. About a 10-footer, 8-0 run by the Cavaliers, 29-24 score. And the Cavaliers on top. Trey Johnson to Vucevic out front on the left side, guarded by Thomas Bryant. Couple dribbles now, back to Johnson in the center circle. Johnson off the Vucevic screen, right elbow driving, right corner, Jameer Watkins. Back up on Vucevic. He will try a 3. No. And the rebound comes to Tyson. 1:15 to go. Cavaliers on an 8-0 run. Mitchell, left wing outside the arc, over Vucevic. All right, it is an 11-0 run suddenly by the Cavaliers, 32-24, and the Wizards wisely call a timeout.
Well, Dave, remember I talked about the turnovers, right? Cavaliers only have 1 turnover. Wizards have 5. You mentioned that number 11. Cavs have 11 points off the 5 turnovers. Wizards and Cavs only have 1 turnover. That has to flip.
Chase Hughes is with us tonight. We'll hear from him at the end of the first quarter. And again, I hope you enjoyed our pregame show, which included Chase Hughes and Bijan Todd from their Off the Bench podcast, which is available wherever you get your podcast. And Glenn Consor was a guest on that. And you were doing the quarter MVP awards. Now, you, without hesitation, said Alex.
Yeah. Chase, by the way, Chase paid me a lot of money to go on that show. And I'm using it for Christmas gifts.
Well, I pay you a lot of money, too. We got Tim Parker over here as my engineer. And
Yeah, well, I know
No, and I'm actually.
I can't compete with his compensation.
No, well, I'm actually afraid of him. That's the problem. Actually, I'm afraid of his wife, Tasha. She's beautiful, but man, does she have a left hook. But
you got hit with it?
Well, she just gives me a look. It's the same look she gives Tim. He hasn't been home in 3 years. So, but Bijan Todd's vote was, I believe, Keyshawn George, right? And then you put in, it's funny you mentioned honorable.
No. Chase was Keyshawn George, and Bijan was agreed with me with Alice, but I slipped him a couple bucks.
And then C.J. McCollum was the quote-unquote.
That's what I thought. I mean, how do you not put him in there with all the buckets he's put in?
All right, the Wizards trying to stop an 11-0 run. 1:06 left first quarter. Trey Johnson in the center circle, guarded by Lonzo Ball. McCollum out front at the point. Bounce pass right corner. Trey Johnson steps to his left, open three. No. Jameer Watkins tips the rebound and battle for it, and the Cavaliers able to come up with it. Naquan Tomlin was able to come up with it in the corner. 44 seconds ago, Cavaliers on an 11-0 run. Mitchell in the center circle, cuts to his right. Vucevic and Watkins helping to guard him. He gets in the restrictor arc. He's chased out of there. Too many blue shirts. Mitchell, foul line. Behind him, Wade for three. Off the rim. No good defensive sequence for the Wizards. Mitchell was able to penetrate, but found no daylight. All right, it's about a 6-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Shot clock 15. Vucevic, foul line to the basket. Flips of the shot at the back of the iron. No. So it's still an 11-0 run for the Cavaliers. Shot clock off. 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. Mitchell in the center circle cuts to his right. Down to the one in the logo on the right side. Guarded by Riley. Mitchell steps back near the sideline. Oh, it's long three. Bang. He scores. 14-0 run, 35-24, and that's it. All right, what a finish by the Cavaliers. A 14-0 run to finish the first quarter.
You know, Wizards just missed open shots. You know, Trey missed a couple of shots. You know, the ball movement isn't bad because they're just gone cold. And when you go cold and you turn the ball over, that's not a good combination.
Dave Johnson and Glenn Cotsworth at Capital One Arena. Sergio Garcia checking in. He and his brother were.
That's my guy, Serge.
Hey, they were at.
I haven't seen him at the gym.
He was at the party though.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen him at the gym.
You're just saying. And it's Garcia Brothers Detailing. They'll fix up your car. It'll be like brand new, only cheaper. 35-24. Chase Hughes next on the Voice of Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson with Cotsworth back at Capital One Arena with Chase Hughes. He's off the bench, his podcast, and he's with us. Chase, what do you got?
Yeah, Dave, so we've been talking in recent games about the Wizards' improved three-point percentage, and I asked Tristan Vucevic about it. He gave a very interesting answer. He said the Wizards have created more spacing by introducing what are called Clyde cuts, where players slide along the three-point line and cut from the corners. It's a strategy popularized by Dusty May at the University of Michigan, and the Wizards put these cuts into their offense last season, but it was kind of clunky at first. Now they have the hang of it, and that movement is creating better looks from three.
And Carrington baseline right in the corner inside the arc. Stops a 14-0 run, 35-26 Cavaliers. Great stuff from Chase Hughes.
Great stuff from Chase. How about Bub's rhythm on the shot tonight? It is there.
How about Chase's use of the word clunky?
Yeah.
Tomlin out front for three, misses badly. And the rebound, Will Riley. 35-26 Cavaliers. Center circle, Riley attacks. Right elbow down to the right block. Spins, flips up a shot. No and one, but he drew the foul on Evan Mobley.
Wow, that was like a Kobe-type move where he came to a jump stop, gave a pump fake, and then pivoted 360 around and was able to draw the foul. That is a tricky move.
So Riley to shoot two. Scott and Courtney, they were at the big party last week, Nicole Vulture party. And again, January.
Courtney's birthday.
Yeah, it was last week.
We celebrated. Yeah, we celebrated.
In fact, I got to get them a tape of that, of the whole Michelob Ultra caucus singing happy birthday. Will Riley.
It's a caucus?
That's what it is, our fan club. As Will Riley, you have to call it that. Will Riley makes both. He's 6'10", maybe he'll be 7 feet. Yeah. He's still growing. Now 35-28, and the Wizards trying to whittle back from a 14-0 run. Mitchell left wing for three, no. And rebound, wow, Carrington skied for that.
Like that.
Love Carrington down through the center circle, going in Craig Porter Jr. Feed Vucevic cuts in the restricted arc, and he is sandwiched. Mobley's going to get called for the foul. And Vucevic goes the line to shoot two. 35-28, 10:59 to go.
That's Mobley's second foul. If I'm the Wizards, man, I'm going at him. You want him out of the game. He was the defensive player of the year last year in 2025. Just a monster on defense, Evan Mobley.
Tristan, to shoot two. The Wizards only 2 of 2 from the line. The Cavaliers 6 of 7. Jeff is back from the Caribbean. And
where else? What do you think? He's back from Brooklyn? No, he's in the Caribbean.
35-29. 10:59 to go. And you can listen on the Wizards app in the Caribbean. But he's back from the Caribbean. All right. 6-0 run by the Wizards. That helps. 35-30 Cavaliers. Mobley top the arc. Hands off Mitchell. Londo cutting Mobley. Broken up by Will Riley. Riley the steal. Riley scampering up toward. Riley stop start. Right elbow. Finds left corner George. Now on the left wing. Carrington for 3. It's there. Oh, it's there. 9-0 run by the Wizards are within 2. 35-33. Now Mobley left wing for 3. Misses badly. Goes in the corner. Saved by Ball. 15 on the clock. Mitchell. Down low to Mobley. Muscles into the restrict arc bank. No. Second effort, yes. That's 12 for Evan Mobley. 37-33 Cavaliers. Now Carrington in the corner for Riley. Led him too much. And goes out of play. Kind of a possession like that back is Carrington just to let that sail away. 37-33 the score. Craig Porter left wing in the left corner. Tomlin back up on Craig Porter. Left double. Spins. Hits in the lane. Comes down on Mobley stuff. Mobley cutting from the baseline right. Makes it 39-33. He's got 14. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Carrington right at the center circle. That's to his left. Now Vucevic left at top of the key. Mobley poking at him. Vucevic puts the ball on the floor. Stripped by Paul. Tomlin comes up with it. Had the ball on the right wing. Crossfoot to Porter on the left wing. Down baseline left, and he's bumped by Vucevic.
Well, the turnovers are mounting, Dave, and that is something that they really need to work on. 6 turnovers so far that have led to 13 points. So you cut that in half.
It's tie game, at least.
At least, or they're up a few.
39-33. The Wizards trail the Cavaliers as Marvin Bagley comes back in for Tristan Vucevic. Left sideline Mitchell. And now to Mobley, top of the arc. To his right, Lonzo Ball. Capital One in the logo. Started by George. Bounce pass Mitchell. Right elbow. Stumbles. But a foul. Is this going to be Jamir Watkins? Yep. Jamir Watkins gets called for the foul.
And now he's got the assignment with Champagnie on the bench because of foul trouble. Jamir Watkins is now defending Donovan Mitchell. And I got to tell you something. Donovan Mitchell,
I think
we saw him roll his ankle. He's limping around out there.
And I think he might have just stumbled. They're going to review this. The Wizards calling for a challenge. All right, we're back in just a moment. 39-33 our score, the Cavaliers. More in a moment on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Terry Quinn. Concert, Capital One Arena, 39-33. Cavaliers on top. They're just talking about wrestling. Apparently John Cena, right? That's how you say his name there. He's going to have his last match tomorrow right here at Capital One Arena. A big wrestling star, so that no doubt will be a hot ticket.
It is a hot ticket. And he's done an amazing job as an actor. He's in a ton of movies, John Cena.
Well, wrestling can be the gateway to fame and great acting.
I might make a comeback in my career and become a wrestler to become an actor later on.
Hey, when the Wizards make a comeback and win, it's $2.50 Big Mac tomorrow only on the McDonald's app. That's the McDonald's app. Maybe you're listing on the app as we're available on the Washington Wizards app. Also, the NBA app. Apparently an unsuccessful challenge. And we're brought to you by Capital One, offering checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. What's in your wallet? So that's going to be the second team foul on the Wizards. Again, the Wizards, they took a big-time punch, a 14-0 run to close the first quarter. But they've responded here in the second quarter. We have a 6-point game. It'll be side out for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Craig Porter Jr. on the right sideline. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Porter to Lonzo Ball, right of the circle. Ball in the center circle. Top of the arc, goes to Keyshawn George, pulls back in the center circle, 6 on the clock. Now Ball, right elbow in the right corner on the sideline. Mobley for 3, no. And Jamir Watkins snares that rebound. Head to Carrington, right of the circle. Bub, left elbow, spins. Right wing, Watkins for 3. It's there. Oh, it's there. Watkins started it. He finished it, and the Wizards within 3, 39-36.
Yeah, I think Keyshawn George started it with great defense on Alonzo Ball.
Alonzo Ball on the right sideline, lob from Mobley. Pushed away from the basket by Bagley. Right corner, Ball for 3, no. Long rebound, tipped by Porter. Mobley gets it out front. Mitchell for 3. Yeah, he can do that.
See, those second chances, you got to get those defensive rebounds.
He averages 30. He has 17 now. 42-36 Cavaliers. At the point between the circles, Bagley hands off Keyshawn George. George right elbow driving, and he was tripped by Naquan Tomlin. So that'll be, is that the third or fourth on the Cavaliers? I think third.
We have the Cavaliers now considered 35.
Boy, the Cavs already have 6 offensive rebounds. Wizards don't have any, and the Cavs now are out rebounding the Wizards 17-13. Got to watch that number. That's offense. You can cut that offensive number in half.
6-point game right now with Keyshawn George at the free throw line. Makes the first. 42-37. As DeAndre Hunter replaces Lonzo Ball, and Darius Garland also comes in. So Donovan Mitchell is going to the locker room. Yeah. I think he turned his ankle, as you said.
So do I. I think, he turned his ankle and then he kind of stumbled a little bit, which might have tweaked it again.
42-38 Cavaliers. Both free throws made. 4-point game here in the second quarter. Left the circle, Garland. Passed by Watkins. Still on the dribble in the center circle with that Wizards logo. 10-second shot clock. Garland feeds top of the arc. Mobley. Right wing Hunters for 3. Too strong. But Porter saves on the baseline. Out front Garland for 3 off the rim. Porter left elbow gives to left wing Garland. No. Now to the rebound. Porter gets it again and loses it out front on the floor. George is able to grab it. Now, is there a timeout or do we have jump ball? Well, Craig Porter was getting every rebound.
Unbelievable.
And he's not the biggest guy out there.
No. Craig Porter Jr. is 6'1", and he just nailed 3 offensive rebounds in a row that weren't easy to get.
All right, this jump ball, questioning how far out it was, maybe the center circle, but it's going to be at the foul line in the Cavaliers' end. Now, Keyshawn George should win this jump against 6'1" Craig Porter Jr., but as we told you, jump balls,
he's rebounding.
Yeah, jump balls are far from a science. Now tipped by George, volleyball around it, goes back to George, and goes tipped to Watkins, and he tipped it back. Now front to Carrington on the dribble, whips it, Riley, top of the arc, ball fake, stop, start, right block, weaves, spins, weaves again, weaves, feeds Bagley, stop to hands.
Nice.
Will Riley just snaked all over the place and found Bagley for 2, 42-40.
Pump fakes and pump fakes.
Now left elbow, Tomlin gets in the paint, shovels down low, Porter out front for 3. DeAndre Hunter, he's got it. All right, 45-40 gives the Cavaliers some room back. 7:25 to go here in the second quarter.
With Mitchell not in the game, they got to make threes, and they did it with DeAndre Hunter there.
Out front, Carrington on the dribble. Right elbow, feeds left corner. Keyshawn George catching 2 for 3. That's no good. Riley battles, gets a rebound. He tried to put it on Darius Garland, and he did.
Nice.
It ricocheted, instead of ricocheting toward the baseline, it ricocheted toward the sideline.
His feel is just unusual for someone that young. Will Riley just continues to impress me. He's 19 years old. He's 6'10". He's still growing.
Your words, if he's in school this year, he's a lottery pick next year. Did I get
no question?
Correct?
Yeah, I think.
Riley into McCollum, baseline right. 10 on the clock. Now he's double teamed. Threads it to Riley. Right wing outside the arc for 3. No. Battle for the rebound. Sneaking in. Watkins bank and score. Jamir Watkins sneaks in. And 45-42. Cavaliers by 3. Now, center circle, Darius Garland working right to left. Off a Bryant screen. Garland right at the top of the key. And Watkins leans into him.
Watkins was getting physical on that pick and roll, and then he just stopped and drew that foul. It's a smart play by Darius Garland, but I like the hustle. I don't mind fouls like that.
All right, at the line to shoot two, Darius Garland, 45-42, 6:45 to go. Second quarter of play. And the Wizards' last game before the Emirates Cup break. Of course, it means both Cleveland did not qualify for the next round. The Wizards lost to the Hawks at home. The Cavaliers that we mentioned lost to Golden State, only scored 94 points in that game.
You know, I talked to both coaches on what it meant, you know, to have those days off. You know, you get back in the gym, you reset, you get back to basic principles.
46-42, 47-42, both free throws made. Left corner, Watkins for three. It's there. Jamir Watkins. Wow. That's at the two. 47-45. Let the kids play. Now, center circle, Garland. Almost pulled away by Watkins. Now, Bryant, top of the arc. Watkins is all over Garland. Left wing, DeAndre Hunter. Left elbow, gets the paint, couple pump fakes. Go to Will Riley. Face the foul line off the rim. No. Good defense by Riley without fouling. 6:10 to go. Center circle now, Bob Carrington. Cuts to his right off the Bagley screen. Bounce pass. Not much bounce to it. And ends up a kick ball intended for Bagley. It stays with the Wizards.
Not many rookies come into the NBA defensive ready. Watkins is that guy. He came in. Remember, Dave, we did that draft party?
Yep.
And we talked about Watkins being ready to play defense in the NBA, and he's showing it.
George Wood, who was listening, was at that draft party. MGM Grand. McCollum now in the center circle. Cuts to his right. Now across court, Carrington. Top of the arc. He fires a three. No. Rebound kept alive by Riley, but it goes to Garland of the Cavaliers. Garland. Foul line. Pass behind him. Top of the arc. Hunter for three. No. Bagley the rebound. 5:46 to go, second quarter. 47-45 Cavaliers. Carrington. Start. Rises right elbow. Scores. That's 12 for Bob Carrington. That's his money shot right there at the mid-range, 47 all.
You talk about a guy playing through some tough times. Now he's playing with confidence. A little confidence goes a long way.
Garland, capital wearing the logo. And that dribble, right elbow, drives, runner, right side lane, scores. Darius Garland makes it happen. 49-47 Cavaliers. 5:17 to go, second quarter. Now Carrington, right of the center circle. Waiting for Hunter. Top of the arc with Cullum off a screen for three. No, but a foul as Dean Wade, I think, got him. As he came off that Bagley screen. And I hope I did say Dean Wade that time. Apparently I slipped a couple times and said Dwayne Wade.
Easy to do.
Well, I've got to do this for a few more years, so I really get it down. 49-47 the score. McCollum to go to line to shoot two. That's 14 fouls on the Cavaliers. But you know what? Well done by the Wizards. That was not a pretty run. 14-0 by the Cavaliers.
And they went cold. They were turning the ball over, and that caused the run, and now they're back in it.
And McCollum makes the free throw. 49-48. So a chance to tie it right here.
CJ McCollum is only taking 3 shots.
Yeah, Anthony checking in from the Eastern Shore. Eastern Shore is hopping tonight in Salisbury, our great affiliate WTGM. There's the second free throw. He's got one more coming. 49 all the score. 5:09 to go. Salisbury is also home to their sister station. Got a great morning show. Whiskey and Randy. Good friend Randy Scott. 50-49 Wizards.
Whiskey?
Well, they say that's his name. I think it's his real name is Jerome Labinowitz, but he goes by Whiskey. Now Bryant hands off. Garland falls down. Watkins is right there with him, but Garland kept his dribble. Garland right of the circle. Now Watkins pestering. Garland top of the arc. Left corner. Ball fake. Hunter to the basket. Bank. No. Block. We have an offensive foul.
TB, I think.
Yep. TB with as Bagley. Was trying to get over it. Yep.
Yes, it is.
Personal foul.
So that is his first personal foul. 50-49. The Wizards by one.
Keyshawn George.
So the Wizards bring Keyshawn George back in the game. You've got Carrington, McCullum, Keyshawn George, Bagley, and Will Riley.
Hey, what Markets, to me, played very, very well in the time that he's been on the floor. 9 minutes, he's got 8 points.
And career high, too. Now left the lane. McCullum bank and one.
What he does.
He drew it, and he's on the line. Jalen Tyson, the foul, 52-49. And the Wizards, who once, as I said, got hit with a 14-0 run, and we're down by 11, are now up by 3.
He's a bucket getter. He just knows how to score.
McCullum. One shot.
So 52-49 the score. And the Wizards outscored the Cavaliers 28-14 this quarter. And McCullum makes the free throw. 53-49. So a 4-point lead. The Wizards' biggest lead was in the first quarter at 5 points. Right of the circle, Mobley, top of the arc, hands off to Hunter. Hunter out front of a Mobley screen for 3. Oh, bank and score and 3. 53-52 makes it a 1-point game. I don't know if he called bank, but he got it. Now, McCullum, top of the arc for 3. Off the back of the iron, no. Mobley the rebound. 4:14 to go, second quarter. Mobley in the center circle, hands off Hunter. Top of the wheels, right elbow. Right corner, Garland for 3, no. And McCullum grabs the rebound in traffic. So Darius Garland is 0 for 7 beyond the arc. McCullum in the center circle, cuts to his right, back to his left, splits the defenders. Broken up, though, by Garland. Garland now, center circle, behind the back dribble, Luke Carrington, foul line. Right wing, Hunter for 3, misses badly. Battle for the rebound, and we've got a whistle.
It's Will Riley.
Yeah, he was tussling with Jalen Tyson.
Jalen Tyson
Washington, number 27, Will Riley.
got inside position on Will Riley, and he picked up that foul from behind.
Donovan Mitchell briefly went to the locker room, maybe just get his ankle taped, is back in the lineup, back on the floor.
Returning for the Wizards is Trey Johnson.
So the Wizards, that was their 4th team foul. 3:45 to go here, second quarter. The Wizards in the bonus already. Mitchell left sideline to inbound the ball. For the Cavaliers, working right to left. Out front to Hunter. Right wing Garland. Right corner Tyson open for 3. He's got it.
That's the communication just a step slow there. Bagley, who normally is playing inside, somehow ended up on the baseline and it ran out too late.
55-53 Cavaliers. Now Keyshawn George left the top. He curls. Top of the key. Foul line. Floats up Bagley and he scores it to the basket. No slam, just an escort. 55-55. 3:18 to go. Left the circle now. Garland. Top of the arc. Back to his left. Feeds Mobley. Foul line. Right corner Hunter. Right wing Tyson. Top of the arc. Garland, who's 0 for 7 for 3, now 0 for 8. McCullum gets a long rebound. And down to Trey Johnson. Ashmark left wing. McCullum left the circle. McCullum on the dribble. Feeds right corner George. Ashmark right wing. Carrington back up front. Keyshawn George for 3. No. And battle for the rebound, getting it Donovan Mitchell. Bagley got hung up by Evan Mobley. We're tied at 55. Left the circle, Donovan Mitchell. Ashmark right wing, Garland attacks. And his runner right side lane, no, but he did what he wanted to do and draw the foul. C.J. McCollum picks up the foul. All right. That'll be the 15th foul for the Wizards. So we're shooting the rest of the way here in this first half.
Yeah, you know, Dave, it's interesting. Darius Garland is 1 for 8, 0 for 7 from 3. That's going to change because they need him to score, and it's something that he can do.
Hey, George, up in Thurmont, thanks for finding us on probably a cold night up in Thurmont. 55-55, Wizards and Cavaliers on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Glenn Consor, also our Director of Intelligence, Jonathan Morris, Engineer Tim Barker, and, of course, Ben Raby, controlling everything in the Wizards Broadcast Center.
The legend Ben Raby.
And he will be part of the Michelob Ultra postgame show with Chris Wright and you, Glenn Consor. But with all that said, we pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Washington Wizards Radio Network.
You're listening to Washington Wizards basketball on WFED Washington and W232DG Sterling. Federal News Network, your home for Wizards basketball.
Wizards, once down by 11, have tied up the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're tied at 55. Robin Hood brings you all the numbers, the official brokerage and jersey patch sponsor of the Wizards. How about 12 points for Bub Carrington, 11 for C.J. McCollum, and Jameer Watkins off the bench has a career-high 8. Evan Mobley leads the Cavaliers with 14. A guy named Donovan Mitchell has 13 points in this first half of play. So does DeAndre Hunter. As we have 2:38 left.
Jameer Watkins in 9 minutes has 8 points, but also 3 rebounds and very good perimeter defense, putting pressure on the ball. That's what you want to see.
I was going to say the 8 points almost a bonus because he gets, well, you describe him as NBA ready defender, right?
He is. Came in, a lot of guys are not NBA defensive ready. He is. Some guys are offensive ready.
All right. After the timeout, we have free throws. It seemed like there's some confusion about it.
Yeah, like who's Darius Garland?
Darius Garland, yeah. Everybody's... it was kind of like bad choreography. Where do I go? Garland makes a free throw.
Darius Garland. He's making his free throws, but I got a sneaky suspicion he can get hot real quick. So you got to watch him.
56-55 Cavaliers, and he does not make his second, and Bagley gets a rebound. All right, Cavaliers by 1, 2:35 to go until halftime. Here at Capital One Arena, Carrington, right of the circle. Led by Tyson, Hashmark, right wing, McCollum, left of the circle, Carrington. Hashmark, left wing, George, back out front. Carrington, whips it, right wing, McCollum. Throws right corner, George, catch and shoot for 3, it's there! Oh, Keyshawn George with the clock winding down, and the shot went down. 58-56. Now Mitchell, still cutting Mobley, gets in the restricted arc, and runs right into Keyshawn George.
Well, Keyshawn came to help and picked up the foul. That's his second. But that previous offensive segment by the Wizards had great spacing and quick ball movement. That ball popped around the perimeter to Keyshawn's three-pointer in the deep corner.
2:09 to go at the line. Evan Mobley, as we mentioned, has 14 points, so he's having a good first half. For the Cavaliers, who are without, just tuning in, Jared Allen, Sam Merrill, Max Strus, and Larry Nance. As the Wizards still without Alex Starr. Chris Middleton's missing tonight. Bilal Coulibaly and Corey Kispert.
A lot of guys. Yeah. A lot of guys missing. So you make adjustments.
We're tied at 58. Both free throws made by Evan Mobley. All right, Wizards ball, working left to right. Bub Carrington coming up through the center circle. Carrington left the circle, left the top, Bagley. Hands off George, right elbow. Keyshawn on the dribble, done by Mobley. Keyshawn feeds down top of the arc. McCollum driving. Now right wing inside the arc, no. And the rebound is brought in by Tyson. We're tied at 58. On court now. Hunter, almost stolen by Bagley, top of the arc. Tyson, left wing Mobley, Euro step drives, back out front Tyson. They work it around the corner, Garland. Ball fakes, steps to his left, takes a 3. Off the rim, and Bagley gets the rebound, and Garland 0 for 9 beyond the arc. Now left wing outside the arc, George for 3, misses, and he chased down on his own rebound, saves it. Center circle, Carrington grabs it. Great hustle. Carrington, edge of the circle, right elbow. Now feeds top of the arc, Johnson gets downhill, drives the basket, bank, no, and a rebound by Mobley. Tied at 58. Garland, little stutter step, trailing Mobley to the basket, and a charge.
Nice job,
charge. Keyshawn George taking the charge on Evan Mobley, and that is Mobley's 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, Keyshawn George, by the way, is doing a little bit of everything out there. Defending, passing well, getting himself into the paint, making his threes.
Well, I tell you, the referee, Pat Frere, called it immediately. But it's being challenged. It's being challenged.
I thought it was a good call.
I thought it was a good call, too. But
no one's asking me, though.
It makes you a little queasy because, although the Wizards have had an unsuccessful challenge, but often the info from the bench indicates it'll be successful. We'll see. We'll come back. But we're just going to step aside for 30 seconds. Don't move, anybody. 58 all to score on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Glenn Consor. Well, we're looking at a replay here that might, return. And a big call in the tie game with 1:08 left here in the second quarter of play. But Keyshawn George doing a little of everything tonight. 4 of 7 shooting, 12 points. Got a couple assists, a couple of rebounds. And they're trying to put himself in front of Evan Mobley.
And if they do change this call, it'll be Keyshawn's second foul. We know he has been struggling with picking up fouls, although lately he's been
review. The defender is still moving to his left and fails to get directly in the path of the offensive player. Therefore, this is going to be overturned to a blocking foul. And
It's a blocking foul.
foul on Key.
Player was with 2 free throws from.
Well, as I said, often when the bench says challenge it, they know something. They've seen something, and as we called it live, it looked like a good call, but then you see Keyshawn kind of sliding in position.
That foul stemming defensive foul charge for Washington.
So, and that's also a big call because that's Evan Mobley still with 2 fouls. So now Keyshawn has 3, not Evan Mobley.
Not 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So big challenge and successful. Speaking of Keyshawn George, Chase Hughes momentarily will be joining us to talk about Keyshawn George and will participate in our Jonathan Morris NBA trivia game at halftime. Ben Raby. Mobley's had a good first half. He just makes his 16th point. 59-58 Cavaliers.
Ben Reid is very good in trivia. Very good. Strong player.
Doesn't even have a buzzer. Second one is good by Mobley. All right, 60-58 Cavaliers. Now Carrington through the center circle for the Wizards, working left to right, waiting for him, Garland. Carrington on the dribble. Feeds McCollum left the circle, hand off to Carrington. Carrington guarded by Tyson. Double team, feeds Bagley left elbow, cutting, Watkins. Windmill, slam, right hand, one hand, 2 points, career high 10 points for Jamir Watkins. That was a Jamir slam. 60 all the score. A 3-pointer missed by the Cavaliers. They get the rebound. Mitchell for 3, left wing, no. And coming up with it, Bob Carrington. Carrington, right of the center circle. Tied at 60, 30 seconds to go. Right on the foul line, Trey Johnson. Right corner, Watkins. Back right of the center circle, 12 of the clock. Carrington, 12-second ever shot clock, game clock. He drives to the basket, flips to the shot, no. As he got baseline right with the left hand, he tried to finish on the right side and missed.
Bagley was right there for that tip in. It just didn't go in.
8 seconds left in the half. Garland, top of the arc. Slowed by Johnson. Right elbow, no and one, but Trey Johnson nails him out with a foul.
We are witnessing Jamir Watkins' best game as an NBA player, man. That dunk was just filthy.
60-60 our score. Trey Johnson the foul. Garland to shoot 2. 4 seconds left. And Chase Hughes just changed his topic. Coming up, it'll be Jamir Watkins.
Is he allowed to do that?
He's allowed.
Okay.
Free throw is made by Darius Garland. 61-60.
Returning for Cleveland is Dean Wade.
An entertaining first half. Better second quarter for the Wizards. After they were down by 11 in the first quarter.
You know, in our Off the Bench podcast, Chase also felt that Jamir is going to be playing a lot more as the season progresses because he liked the way he was playing. So I'm giving Chase a pat on the back.
He said some good,
this one.
Watkins said some good games. The Cavaliers said go. Both free throws made by Garland. 62-60. 4 seconds left. Full court pressure. McCollum working left to right. 2 seconds. McCollum driving back. No. All right. 2-point game at halftime. 62-60. Cavaliers on top. All right, Chase Hughes, you were thinking Keyshawn George. But Jamir Watkins, what an exclamation mark for his 10th point of the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. So we just saw Jamir Watkins throw down a big dunk and possibly show the most emotion he's displayed since joining the Wizards. The night he was drafted, GM Will Dawkins made a point to say that he's a very serious guy and he wanted a serious guy in the organization. So I asked Go-Go coach Cody Toppert about it because he spent time around him with the Go-Go, and he said Jamir is indeed one of the more business-like players in the entire organization, so much so that Toppert said Jamir wouldn't change his facial expression even if he won the lottery.
Well, he's taking care of business tonight. Again, not only his defensive work, but career-high 10 points. All right, Chase Hughes going to stick around for Jonathan Morris NBA Trivia. Ben Rabel, we come back as we have some fun, too, on a Friday. 62-60 Cavaliers on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. They've got Johnson back with Clint Concert. We get set for the second half. Yes, at JJ Sports at Clint Concert. If you want to check in, use that hashtag Radio Party. Again, don't turn the ball over as much. That has certainly led to their live ball turnovers led to 16 Cavalier points. Otherwise, the Wizards might have the lead. George on the right wing for the Wizards, working right to left. Center circle, Carrington. Left at the top of the key, Marvin Bagley. 12 o'clock, couple triples. Bagley needs an option. It's McCollum behind him. McCollum, foul line, weaves in the paint, flips to the shot and scores after a ball fake. He scores from about 8 feet, 62 all. That's the way to christen the second half. Mitchell drives on Champagny. Left lane, backs in, spins, couple pump fakes, flips to the shot and scores. Got both Champagny and Bagley up in the air, and again, Champagny playing with 3 fouls. 64-62 Cavaliers. Edge of the circle, McCollum. Left wing outside the arc. McCollum puts it right in there. All right, CJ, ring it up. 65-64, Wizards. Right corner, DeAndre Hunter for 3. No, skims off the rim. And a rebound brought in by Carrington. Carrington up court to Bagley. Catch too far into the basket. Saves it, throws it out to Champagny on the wing. Center circle above Carrington. Carrington. Blitzed by DeAndre Hunter. Carrington edge of the circle, cuts to his left, down a double team. Edge of the circle, McCollum for 3. It's there. You kidding me? Oh, from downtown, and McCollum has all 8 this quarter for the Wizards.
C.J. McCollum has that ability to get scorching hot to barbecue opponents.
68-64 Wizards. Garland now top of the arc. Mitchell for 3. No. Long rebound. Brought in by Justin Champagny. Now to Carrington. Left the circle. Wizards suddenly by 4. Carrington top of the arc for 3. It's there. Seize the moment. A new season high for Bob Carrington with 15. And the Cavaliers forced into a timeout as the Wizards have their biggest lead.
You know, that was a secondary break. He had McCollum on the left side, and I'm thinking, you know what? Give it to the hot guy, but you know what? He's playing with so much confidence. I like the fact that he just cranked that thing up.
Oh, he cranked it up. Hey, crank it up if you're listening. 71-64 Wizards on the Western Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Johnson back with Glenn Consort, 71-64. The Wizards, now their biggest lead. They lead by 7. Hey, say hello to Tony in Baltimore listening tonight on the Washington Wizards app. We appreciate that. As remember, $2.50 Big Mac. How it works. If the Wizards win, it's $2.50 Big Mac tomorrow on the McDonald's app. And as Sam says so far, playing well, but takes 4 quarters. And that's a big key because we mentioned Darius Garland's 1 for 11. You think, oh, he's going to get hot. You've got players like Donovan Mitchell. They can get hot at any moment and turn this game around, as they called the timeout after C.J. McCollum just came out and now has 19 points to lead the Wizards.
Wizards in this quarter, and I know it's a small sample size for the quarter, but they're up 11-2. And they came out red hot. C.J. McCollum, you know, he has that ability to seize the moment. He's confident. But, boy, do I love the way Bub Carrington's offensive game looks tonight. Rhythm, patience, confidence. Those 3 things add up to buckets.
We're brought to you by Capital One, offering checking and savings accounts. No fees and minimums. What's in your wallet? Cavaliers working left to right. Garland left to circle. Off a Mobley screen bounce pass. Cutting Mobley. Gets top of the restrict arc. Throws right wing Hunter. Hunter drives. Couple pump fakes. Right elbow. Shoots no. Long rebound. Collected by Keyshawn George. Center circle. George right elbow. Right wing outside the arc. Carrington for 3. It's there. His season high night continues. 18 points. 74-64 Wizards. A 12-0 run by the Wizards. Top of the arc, Hunter. On the right wing, Mobley. Back up from there. Left wing. And a hash mark Garland. Circles the edge of the circle. Comes off a screen set by DeAndre Hunter. And we're going to have a foul. It's going to be Keyshawn George's 4th.
Wizards got foul against number 18, Keyshawn George.
74-64 Wizards by 10. Their biggest lead. And that's...
no, he's got to come out right now. And Jameer Watkins coming in the game for Key. He has played very, very well. But, you know, to me, the most important thing here, Dave, I like the way the court is spread offensively for the Wizards.
Lob in for Hunter. He wasn't looking. Intercepted by Carrington.
And if they can continue to play limited turnover games, they can win this game.
Top of the arc now. Marvin Bagley, guarded by Mobley. Hands on McCollum, point between the circles. Dribbles to his right. Right elbow going to the basket. Gets under the basket. Left corner, Carrington. Left wing, Champagne. Couple pump fakes. A three, no. 74-64. Cavaliers rebound. Up court now Tyson. A quick three off the rim on the left side. And Bagley gets a rebound. 9:17 to go, third quarter. Carrington now. Top of the arc. Coping off the Bagley screen for three. Off the back of the iron, no. And the rebound, Jalen Tyson. 74-64. Smash mark right wing, DeAndre Hunter. Lob from Mobley at the foul line. Now he's matched up with Carrington. Feeds on the wing to Tyson. Throws the drive. Champagne just picked up his fourth.
Ouch.
As he went to drive, Champagne reaching in.
And now you got, two of the better perimeter defenders with 4 fouls, Keyshawn George and Justin Champagne.
Will Riley is coming in. So that's unfortunate because Champagne's been such a stalwart on defense this year. Free throw line, Jalen Tyson makes the first. 74-65, Wizards on top. Another one coming for Jalen Tyson. It's his second team foul, by the way, for the Wizards. Cavaliers do not have a foul in this third quarter. 74-66, Wizards. Working right to left. It's Carrington, right in the center circle. Feeds center circle, Will Riley. Riley curls to his left. Hash mark left wing. Riley left the lane. Pass behind him to McCollum at the hash mark on the left wing. Drives. Foul line. Rises. Shoots. Scores. CJ's feeling it. He's got 10 this quarter, and the Wizards back up by 10. 76-66. Now in the paint. Driving. Hunter at top of the restricted arc. No, but a foul. So Hunter got deep in the paint. Foul called. It is CJ. I was trying to say it was CJ and Marvin Bagley. Again, CJ McCollum and Bub Carrington have all 16 of the Wizards' points in this third quarter. Director of Intelligence Jonathan Morris tells us.
Wizards aren't scoring because of pace. They're pushing the ball up the floor. They got 14 fast break points compared to the Cavaliers' 7. But the ball's popping in half court, too. The three-point shots they're making is because of the pop in their offensive game.
Both free throws made by DeAndre Hunter. 76-68. The Wizards on top. 8:28 to go, third quarter. And right in the circle. Carrington in the center circle. Will Riley. Guarded by Mitchell. Spins to his right. Riley, top of the arc, right at the top of the E. Behind him, it's Carrington. Now feed Bagley left to the top of the E. Guarded by Bagley. Probably Bagley, guarded by Mobley. Turns, spins, misses the shot. But got right there. Now Evan Mobley, left to right, works. Wizards lead 76-68. Mobley edges into the paint, throws a high pass to Hunter, left wing, cross with a Wade, right wing. He had to reach for it, drives, gets in the paint, out front Darius Garland for three, no. And rebound Mobley goes for the putback, knocked loose by Watkins. Watkins making the play. Carrington point between the circles for three, no. But a foul by Darius Garland, and Carrington shooting three. 76-68. Garland can't buy a three tonight.
No, and Bob is playing with all kinds of confidence tonight. Even that that was a quick three, but still. Bob Carrington, 7 of 13. He's 4 of 9 from 3. And it's not just making buckets. He's got 4 rebounds and 4 assists and 2 steals.
Carrington makes the free throw 77-68. Another one coming for Bub Carrington, who's building on his season high tonight. He's got 19 points. His previous season high was, last week against the Atlanta Hawks when he had 14.
We got to have Jonathan Morris tell us what his career high is.
77-68. He misses the second free throw. Bub ended the season last year with the game winner against Miami. 13 32 is his career high, but he misses 2 of 3 free throws. 77-68. 7:40 to go, third quarter. Garland now in the center circle. Dribbles to his left, picked up by Watkins. Garland left the circle, caught by Jamir Watkins. Garland off the screen, driving, gets in the paint, shovels right corner, DeAndre Hunter for 3, rims out, rebound, popcorns around, Mobley gets it left elbow. Left wing outside the arc, Wade, left corner, Garland. Back to Wade on the left wing, Mitchell in the center circle. Mitchell goes at Riley, crossover, step back 3 off the rim. Bagley secures the rebound in traffic. Carrington working right to left. Left the circle, rocking the cradle, dribbles to his right. Trying to come off a Bagley screen, million work, but Carrington now though. Cutting Bagley, catches on the basket. Weave and slam. 79-68, Wizards' biggest lead. 6:51 to go. Here in the third quarter. Now Mitchell in the right wing, curls the top of the arc, bounce past Mobley in the paint. Go up with a slam and rattles out. And then Jamir Watkins gets a rebound.
Love that. They switched up top.
McCollum hash mark right wing. Crossover, guarded by Mitchell. Top of the arc, Bagley for 3. It's good! He drills it, and the Wizards lead 82-68. And Marvin Bagley just joined the three-point party with his first 3. And the Wizards are shooting 46% beyond the arc.
Marvin Bagley, by the way, is 1 rebound away from a double-double. He's got 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Love the way he's playing.
Keep checking if you like. We're having a good one tonight here at Capital One Arena at DJ Sports at Glen Consort on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Hey, Sandy, good to have you on board in Northwest D.C. tonight. 82-68. The Wizards have gone in front of the Cavaliers as they're picking up where they left off in the second quarter. Again, the Wizards had the better second quarter after they were down by 11 in the first quarter. And Joyce Newberry is with us tonight, so we know we're rocking into this Friday as the Wizards. Again, these are the games scheduled after the Wizards did not make it out of the NBA Emirates Cup. And we're going to be in Indiana on Sunday. All right, Jonathan Morris tells us third quarter. The Wizards, 22 points, 8-11 from the field, 5 of 70 on the arc, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And here's a big one, Glen Consort. No turnovers.
That's it.
For the Wizards in the third quarter.
What we say at halftime, they trim that number down. They got a really good chance of winning. They just got to take care of the basketball because Cleveland is going to turn up the heat on the perimeter.
Well, and again, the Wizards had 7 turnovers in the first half that led to 16 Cavaliers points. And that's why at halftime, the Cavaliers actually had a 2-point lead, even though they were shooting 38% from the field. Did have Jackson Herrera listening from Blacksburg, home of Virginia Tech tonight. As we roll on, the Wizards, I think also something we talked about, Glen Consort, is good for this young team to get a few days to refocus, reboot, and quite frankly, rest a little bit.
And I love the fact that all these young players are getting major minutes here tonight, including Will Riley.
Now in front, Evan Mobley, top of the arc, 4-3 off the rim. Now the rebound, getting it. Tomlin blocked by Jamir Watkins. Carrington center circle. Right elbow, floats it. Riley slam. 2 hands. From the block to the slam. The Wizards lead now 84-68. 8-0 Wizards run. Oh, that was beautiful. Left elbow driving Garland and 1. I think Will Riley will get called for the foul. 84-70.
Don't you love how this team is attacking and pushing the pace of this game? That was a tremendous pass by Bub Carrington to the alley-oop to Will Riley.
Well, and how about the block by Jamir Watkins?
Yep.
As he's having the game of his career tonight, his young career. Garland makes the 3-point play, 84-71. Wizards, 5:57 to go. Third quarter of play. Wizards looking for their 3rd win at home this season. Of course, they've only had 3 wins. 1 on the road and 2 at home. Now right wing outside the arc, Riley working right to left. Now feeds down low right lane, Bagley out front. They work at the Trey Johnson left wing for 3 off the rim. No. Again, Johnson's first game back after missing 7 with a hip strain, and Trey's only got 2 points and 1 of 6. So, yeah, some rust from his absence. Center circle, Garland. Top of the arc, top of the key. Spins. Feeds on the wing. Intercepted by Trey Johnson. Left wing McCollum for 3. No. Rebound battle. Tipped by Watkins to Trey Johnson in the paint. Chased out of the paint. Second chance for the Wizards. Johnson attacks, spins, falls down, but apparently he was tripped. So Quan Tomlin gets called for the foul. 84-71 is our score. The Wizards on top of the Cavaliers.
Wizards outscoring the Cavaliers 24-9 this quarter. Boy, they just exploded. And there's 5:13 left.
Well, they need to keep this lead up because we mentioned Messrs. Garland, who has just not had his night so far, 2 of 13, but you never know. Now inbound to Johnson, Capital One Arena logo. McCollum at the point, bounce pass Bagley, roll into the basket, and we have a foul by Tomlin.
Very nice.
So Bagley goes the line.
I like what I'm seeing with the Wizards getting the ball into the middle of the floor. And that's Marvin Bagley, who is a really good passer from that pressure release position. He's done a nice job in there setting screens, flashing, making himself available. And that's been a big factor this game.
84-71 Wizards. So Bagley to shoot 2. With 5:08 left in the third quarter. This was the response you wanted tonight from this Wizards team. And by the way, we say Cavaliers shorthanded, but the Wizards also very much shorthanded as Bagley makes the free throw. 85-71. And no Bilal Coulibaly. And then, Chris Middleton and his replacement, Justin Champagnie, who we know is such a difference maker. Boy, unfortunately, 4 personal fouls. That's limited his time. Bagley makes both free throws.
Both him and Keyshawn have 4.
86-71. Center circle. Now Garland left the circle. Bagley comes out and help defense. He drives, gets in the paint, flips it, a shot and scores. Well, he's got Darius Garland on the night now with 12 points. Now driving right block to basket. McCollum banks and scores. Take it home. 23 for C.J. McCollum, 88-73.
He thought he got fouled, and I think so as well. He was able to go right into Dean Wade's arms.
Now Eurostep Garland feeds under the basket. Tomlin out front. Bryson right wing outside the arc. Wade, no. Rebound by McCollum. Almost stolen away. McCollum through the center circle for the Wizards. McCollum wheels to the right side. Looking to break down Tomlin. Crossover. Lost the dribble. Recovers it. Johnson. Hash mark right wing. He goes at Wade. Goes into a double team. Now baseline right. Shoots. Draws a foul. So Trey Johnson forces Dean Wade into a foul. 88-73 Wizards. Probably Tomlin will get called. So there are 2 players on that baseline, and that'll be the 4th on Naquan Tomlin. It seems like all 4 of us in the last 40 seconds or something. 4 fouls in 8 minutes, we can tell you. It's been an active night for him in the foul categories. Trey Johnson makes a free throw. Tristan Vucevic replaces Marvin Bagley.
Donovan Mitchell now coming in the game. I'm going to tell you this right now. No lead is safe with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland in the game. Those 2 guys are explosive. So there's no time to rest at any second of this game defensively with those 2 guys.
Free throw split, 89-73 Wizards. Lonzo Ball is in the game for the Cavaliers. Goes at Watkins on the left wing. Hands off to Tyson. Center circle Mitchell. Right elbow gallops into the paint. His runner is in and out, but a foul. Well, Donovan Mitchell in the paint is not a good combination. Riley just picked up his 3rd. That'll be the 15th foul in the Wizards. So the Cavaliers are in the bonus with 3:59 to go in the third quarter here at Capital One Arena.
Keep in mind, Champagnie and Keyshawn George both not in the game right now to help out defensively, which is what they do. 2 strong defenders in foul trouble right now for the Wizards.
Mitchell makes the free throw, 89-74 our score. Hello, Rick Collin, listening on WRNR in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Another one coming for Donovan Mitchell. He has 30 points a game. Right now he's got 16. And Mitchell makes both free throws, 89-75. Inbound now to Jameer Watkins, working right to left. Trey Johnson brings it up court. Johnson right of the center circle. 18-second shot clock. Johnson on the dribble with the left hand. Goes to his right, back to his left. Foul line, gets in the paint. Knocked loose by Tyson, gets it back. Goes underneath. Vucevic, bank, no, but a foul by Tomlin. That's going to be his fifth. Now Wizards making it happen, 89-75. Tristan couldn't get an N1, but at least he was able to draw the foul.
C.J. McCollum just was talking to Trey Johnson saying, don't over dribble. Don't dribble into two players. He almost lost that ball there. And that's where a lot of their turnovers happen. So a lot of guys who are young make that mistake. They think they can go into two or three guys.
Vucevic makes it 90-75 as he makes the free throw. Again, Alex Starr missing his fifth game tonight with that sucker strain, so it's opening up more time for both Bagley and Vucevic. 91-75. Free throws made. Right of the circle, Lonzo Ball. Now from Tomlin at the point between the circles, hands off to Mitchell. Mitchell will take a three. Got it.
What he does.
All right, 91-78. That's 20 for Mitchell, and that's why Glenn says no lead is safe.
Nope.
McCollum in the center circle. Cuts to his right. The Capital One Arena logo. McCollum on the dribble. Harassed by Tomlin out front. McCollum goes to work, splits the defenders, gets in the paint, left wing Johnson. Johnson gets it knocked loose by Ball, getting it weighed up with the ball to the basket. Bank. Oh, he missed the layup. And Watkins gets a rebound. He just missed the layup. Now up with Vucevic. Ball fake. Vucevic drives. Feeds to Watkins. Top of the arc for three. No. And the Cavaliers get the rebound. 91-78. Ball just missed the layup. Mitchell. Left elbow drive. The underhand. Bank score.
Taking over.
22 for Donovan Mitchell, 91-80. And he's also got the last 7 Cavaliers points. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Into the circle now, C.J. McCollum. Left elbow. Left the foul line. Bounce pass left wing, Will Riley. Riley curls out front, top of the arc. Crossover. Step back. 3. No and 1. But Tomlin's 6th personal foul. That's a DQ for him, and 3 points possible coming from the free throw line for Will Riley.
Will Riley is so crafty with those ball fakes, hezzy moves, pump fakes.
He's on skates. So Tomlin has to come out. Riley to shoot 3. Again, the Wizards bench tonight has got 21 points. The Cavaliers bench only 2. Wow. 21-2. Thomas Bryant, the only 2 off the Cavaliers bench. 91-80. The Wizards' biggest lead, 16 in this one. It's down to 11 right now. So Tomlin's fouled out. DeAndre Hunter comes in. So Riley will shoot 3. And again, this is the Cavalier team. As we said, they're short with no Jared Allen, no Sam Merrill, Larry Nance Jr. And as Riley makes the free throw. All right, 92-80. 2:24 left in the third quarter. And that's the other anxiety producer. There's still another quarter to finish this off with these potentially lethal Cavaliers. Riley makes 2 free throws.
Returning from Washington is Bob Carrington.
Bob Carrington, who's having a season-high night. 19 points. Why not have a career on it? He just needs to get to 32. I say just. Easy for me to say. 93-80. All 3 free throws made by Riley. All right, that builds it back up to a 14-point lead. And Donovan Mitchell has been the go-to guy of late. Last 7 for the Cavaliers. Mitchell left the circle out front for 3. That's an air ball. A bit ambitious. 94-80, 2:11 to go. Third quarter of play. So working right to left, Bob Carrington. Carrington crosses right of the center circle. Carrington at the point between the circles. Feeds out right of the circle. Johnson to Vucevic in the paint. He spins into Donovan Mitchell. Now, Wade was behind Vucevic. Mitchell grabbed it, but I think Wade might get called for the foul.
You know what's jumping out at me this game is Bob Carrington. Not only is his confidence there, Dave, I like how he is
Over the limit.
kind of like balancing the court. He's the maestro tonight. You know, he's doing a nice job taking care. He only has 2 turnovers. He's got 6 assists and 2 turnovers, and he's had the ball in his hands most of the night.
There was a foul on Donovan Mitchell.
Settling the team down, putting guys in spots where they can score.
Returning for the Cavaliers.
Tristan Vukcevic makes a free throw, so 95-80. If he makes this one, it would match the Wizards' biggest lead. We have a minute 59 to go in the third quarter. Both teams are in the bonus, so we're shooting free throws the rest of the way. Vukcevic makes it. All right, 96-80 Wizards. Again, Donovan Mitchell's had the last 7 Cavalier points. We'll see if they go to him again. Ball. Hash mark right wing. Out front Mobley. Top of the arc. Turned off now. Hunter. Bounce past Mobley for the basket. No. And 1, but a foul. It'll be Tristan Vukcevic with the foul. He got him on the right arm. 96-80. A minute 48 to go, third quarter. And Chase Hughes is part of our basketball team tonight. He'll join us at the end of the third quarter. And he was talking about Jamir Watkins at the end of the second. So many features you can also hear on Wizards Radio 24/7. Remember, that's on the Washington Wizards app. Maybe you're listening to this game on the Washington Wizards app. You just hit radio. You have to hit it. Just click it. Free throw made by Mobley, 96-81. They're missing a second. Vukcevic gets a rebound. Mobley now with 19 points, but 1 of 2 free throws made there. A minute 40 to go, third quarter. Carrington, Vukcevic, pass to Watkins on the baseline right. It was almost behind him. Pass mark right wing, Carrington. Center circle, Trey Johnson. Johnson to Riley, hash mark left wing, 3 on the clock. Bounce pass Vukcevic, flips to the shot. Bang and score! At the shot clock buzzer from the right side of the lane, a 10-footer. 98-91 Wizards.
Sweet pass from Will Riley, who touched the paint.
Mitchell gets under the basket, left corner. He finds Hunter for 3. Air ball, and it went off, I think, Donovan Mitchell. No, they're going to say it went off a Wizard. Carrington is imploring for a review.
Doesn't it look like every time Will Riley touches the ball, something positive happens?
The feel for the game. You can't teach that. Into Mobley. Pass to Cutting Tyson, who slices down the middle and scores. 98-83 Wizards. A minute to go in the third quarter. Carrington right in the center circle. Whips it to Vukcevic, top of the arc. Vukcevic over to Carrington, but pass sailed. Goes over his head. But the Wizards have done a good job, Glenn, in this third quarter of keeping turnovers down. It's only the second turnover of this third quarter.
That also looked like it slipped out of his hands when he passed it.
98-83 our score. Wizards, 49 seconds left, third quarter. Working left to right, Donovan Mitchell. Waiting for him is Jamir Watkins. Now feed top of the arc, Mobley. Wheeling around, Hunter, foul line, gets the paint. Blocked by Will Riley. Riley ropes it up to Watkins. He's alone. He is home. Slam! Jamir Watkins, the throwdown, and the Wizards up by 17, 100-83 to match their biggest lead.
Nice kick ahead by Riley, and Watkins thought he got fouled.
Left to circle Mitchell, cuts to his left, puts the defenders, foul line, goes to the basket, bank, and score. Wow. He's slalom through the whole Wizard team. That's 24 from Mitchell, 185. Shot clock is off. What a third quarter for the Wizards. Carrington near midcourt on the right side. Shot clock down to 9. Top of the arc pass on the wing, deflected by Lonzo Ball with 5.7 seconds left.
The Wizards have dropped 40 points this quarter on Cleveland. 40. Maybe 42 or 43.
Yep.
Time left.
So it's the highest scoring third quarter this year. Hey, and Chase Hughes will talk about Keyshawn George, who just came in the game. Yeah. Good timing. Left side.
Well, Chase put him in.
Yeah, well, Keyshawn been settled with 4 fouls. Now, trying to get the inbound, and I think they're going to get a foul on DeAndre Hunter. And this would be shooting as he ran over C.J. McCollum, who's on the deck.
And away for the play foul, charged to Cleveland.
Away for the play foul.
Hunter, his first. CJ McCollum at the line shooting 1.
So McCollum will shoot 1 for the way from the play foul. Again, no time went off the clock. 5.7 seconds left, third quarter. 185 Wizards. McCollum misses the free throw. That's the sound for missing a free throw. The Wizards 21-25 tonight from the line, so nothing to be embarrassed about. Left sideline, Carrington inbound the ball. And before we can inbound the ball, we hear a whistle. So we're going to restart this. Carrington waiting to get the ball from Pat Fair. He's got it. 5.7. He's got to get it in. McCollum left his circle. McCollum drives to his right. Behind the back pass, George. Right corner for 3. Yeah. Misses. How about that? A little showtime from McCollum on the pass.
Great pass from CJ.
185 Wizards. We're going to the fourth quarter. I hear lots of applause around this arena, and you can cheer too. We're back in a moment with Chase Hughes on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back at Capital One Arena, 185 Wizards. Just pause, 10 seconds, station identification on the Washington Wizards Radio Network.
You're listening to Washington Wizards basketball on WFED Washington and W232DG Sterling. Federal News Network, your home for Wizards basketball.
All right, take it away, Chase Hughes. You got Keyshawn George. You got to get on the floor. He's got 4 fouls. But what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I asked Coach Keith about the Wizards' improved rim protection, which has been on display tonight. And he said it, of course, starts with Alex Sarr, but he also mentioned Keyshawn George being a plus rim protector for his position. And sure enough, the numbers bear that out. So Keyshawn averages about a block per game. He's also second on the team in contested shots, only behind Sarr. Sarr, by the way, leads the Wizards in contested threes, which is pretty amazing for a big man.
Oh, indeed. And we talk about we're on the campaign to get Alex Sarr in the All-Star game, not just rising stars. I mean, he's got the numbers that say he could be an All-Star. 185 to score. Cavaliers ball. Mitchell. Step back right of the foul line, off the rim. Rebound Mobley. Now Mobley has a double-double out to Mitchell. A second chance 3, and he scores. All right, 27 for Donovan Mitchell. 100-88. 11:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Riley slaloming up court. Full court pressure. Guarded by Garland. Now pass for George. Broken up by Lonzo Ball. Ball with the steal. Ahead to Craig Porter. Bounce pass to Cutting, banking and scoring. Garland on the right side. And a quick timeout because it's a 7-0 run for the Cavaliers since the last quarter.
Not the way you want to start off, especially how well they took care of the basketball in the third. You don't want to start throwing turnovers now, and Donovan Mitchell is good enough to take this game over. It's only a 10-point lead.
It was a 17-point lead. Now it's only a 10-point lead. 190 Wizards. All right, we're back in a moment on the Washington Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Clint Console, 100-90. The Wizards on top of the Cavaliers. Who's Up? Brought to you by Seam Fitters UA Local 602, providing the best mechanical services and process piping systems. Hey, let's give it to the Wizards bench. Outscoring the Cavaliers bench 30-2, and Jameer Watkins on 5 of 6 shooting as part of that bench. In fact, leading scorer on the bench with a career high 12 for the rookie from Florida State. So, yeah, I'd say he's getting it done tonight, and so is the Wizards bench. We go into the fourth quarter. We're just 35 seconds in. Cavaliers a quick response, warning a timeout by the Wizards because turnovers have really kept the Cavaliers in this game. Now, the Wizards only 3 turnovers in the second half. That's a positive. But this is a Cavaliers team, Glenn, that you've made it this far, and they're only shooting 36% from the field, while the Wizards are shooting 54% from the field.
And the 18 points off of those turnovers have really hurt the Wizards. But if you're talking about now, the focus is defensively has got to be on Donovan Mitchell. There's a reason why he was first-team All-NBA last year. There's a reason why he's a 6-time NBA All-Star. And as of December 10th, he leads the NBA in three-pointers made. So he could beat you from 3 and taking it to the hole.
Working right to left, Bub Carrington. Right in the center circle. He's had a season-high night with 19. At the point, Keyshawn George, 13 on the clock. George for Vucevic. A couple dribbles. Hands off to Justin Champagnie. And then we're getting an offensive foul on Tristan Vucevic, setting the screen on that handoff. All right, this fourth quarter has had a jagged start. 100-90 from a Wizards standpoint.
Wizards missing out because of the turnovers on getting the ball up at the basket. Not even getting a look.
Mitchell left out with one of the baskets. Coming through, banking and scoring a 9-0 Cavalier run. 192. That 17-point Wizard lead is down to 8. Justin Champagny left the circle. Spreads it past George. Right wing outside the arc. Carrington for 3. No. Rebound. Vucevic grabs it. Puts it up from 14 and scores. 10 points for Tristan Vucevic. 102-92. Mark right wing. Craig Porter. Top of the arc. Guarded by George. Now Mobley. Guarded by Vucevic. Right of the lane. Mobley up front. Left the circle. Garland. On the left wing. Mitchell. Step back. 3. Got it.
Take overtime.
102-95. Donovan Mitchell now has 32 points.
It is takeover time for Donovan Mitchell.
Pass out front for Vucevic. It is stolen by Porter. The basket stuff. 102-97. A 17-point Wizard lead is now Vucevic on the inbound. It was deflected by Craig Porter. Went back to Vucevic. And he tried to knock it back, and that's illegal, and that Cavaliers run continues.
Cleveland has ramped up their defense, Dave, and the Wizards are now turning the ball over. Now it's 22 points off of their turnovers.
And again, now suddenly they have 6 turnovers in the second half, only had 2 turnovers in the whole third quarter. So already 4 turnovers in this first 2 minutes. Ball right wing into Mitchell, bounce pass in the lane low and stolen by McCollum. McCollum center circle, top of the arc. Now feeds, down low, Watkins weaves under the basket. Left corner, Keyshawn George for 3. It's there! It's there! Needed it and got it. They can breathe a little bit. 105-97 Wizards. Mitchell out front. Now to Ball. Craig Porter gets in the lane, puts up a shot and scores. Craig Porter Jr. makes it 105-99. 6-point game. Carrington now through the center circle, harassed by Craig Porter. Vucevic left the circle. Vucevic driving left, block, flips to the shot, no at 1, but he draws the foul on Evan Mobley. That's going to be Mobley's third. 9:35 to go in the fourth quarter of play.
His third personal foul. Team's first
Big hello to Alan, who was just coming from a neighborhood Christmas party. And I'm sure a lot of you folks are out there driving between holiday parties, or this is that weekend for that. Vucevic at the free throw line makes it 106-99. It's fourth quarter time. Oh, these free throws. Gotta make them.
Gotta make them. Down the stretch here, it's going to be very important because, each possession, you got to be able to score down the stretch here because Cleveland is playing with a lot of rhythm and they've ramped up their defense.
Mitchell into the center circle for 3. He's got it. 35. It's a 5-point game because Vucevic made both free throws at the other end. 107-102. George, right lane. Now almost stolen by Porter. Porter, nice. Wrestled away from Keyshawn George. They're going to say jump ball.
No, it's a foul.
No, foul on Keyshawn. Pardon me, that's his 5th.
Ouch.
As Craig Porter has been the defensive spark plug
yes, he has.
for the Cavaliers.
As much as Donovan Mitchell has been that spark plug offensively, Craig Porter Jr. at 6'1" has changed this game with his rebounding and his defensive pressure for the Cavs.
107-102 Wizards, 9:12 to go, fourth quarter. All right, working left to right. And the Cavaliers had a 62-60 lead at halftime. Wizards took over in the third. The fourth, a much different story. Mitchell, right of the top of the key. Now right wing outside the arc. Lonzo Ball for 3 off the rim. Jameer Watkins gets a rebound. All right, 8:56 to go. McCollum, Carrington, Watkins, Bagley, and Champagny in the game. McCollum left the circle, escapes Lonzo Ball. Now out front, Carrington drives on Porter, top of the key, rises, shoots. No, off the rim. It looked good, but Porter chases down the rebound. 8:39 to go, fourth quarter. Mobley on the left wing, out front. Garland foul onto the basket, scores. Eluding the Champagny block from behind. 107-104. Darius Garland on a tough shooting night has 16 now. Center circle, C.J. McCollum. Cuts to his left. Left elbow driving. Left restricted bank. Oh, rims out. Mobley gets a rebound. 107-104. It's a 3-point game. Mitchell, left elbow. And a foul by Carrington. as he got left sideline. But the Cavaliers are rocking right now. So Mitchell will go to line. That's his second team foul. 107-104 Wizards.
2 shots.
So 19-7 advantage this quarter.
Donovan Mitchell has 35 points. 3 times this year he's had over 40. So he is that guy.
And he's the 4th leading scorer. There's our good friend George Wood crossing his fingers and says to say hello to Glenn, as we saw George last week at the Michelob Ultra postgame party at Fuddruckers. Mitchell makes the free throw. 107-105. Oh. 12 this quarter for Donovan Mitchell. As Glenn said, he's a player that can take over a game.
And he has.
And he certainly has here in the 4th quarter. Mitchell makes both. 107-106 Wizards. Now Carrington working right to left. Right of the center circle. Feeds now center circle Marvin Bagley. 14 o'clock. Hands off McCollum. Ash Mark in the left wing. Looking to break down Garland. Bounce pass for Bagley. We got a kick ball. 7:56 to go, 4th quarter. If you're driving, pull over, drive late, stay there. It's this type of game.
Cleveland has turned up the perimeter pressure outside that 3-point line. Wizards got to get the ball to Bagley as a pressure relief. There it is right there.
Bagley top of the arc off the inbound. One dribble, hands off Carrington. Carrington out front for 3. In and out and in. It is there. 22. His season high night continues. Just when you need it. 110-106 Wizards. Left the circle Mitchell. Comes off a Mobley screen for 3 off the rim. No. Battle for the rebound and it went off Craig Porter.
Boy, it's like a miracle when Donovan Mitchell misses a shot. My goodness.
And I know that rebound went off Craig Porter. But what moxie he has. He's in between a couple of Wizards and
physical player.
At 6-1. 7:31 to go. 4th quarter. Working right to left above Carrington. Wizards by 4. Carrington right of the circle. Right double. Right corner. Jamir Watkins for 3. It's there. It is there. His career night continues. Go to town rookie. He's got 15 points. And the Wizards have some breathing room. 113-106.
This is a breakout game for Jamir Watkins. He is doing it defensively, offensively. Watkins having 6 or 7, 3 or 4 from 3. And it's not just that. He's got 6 rebounds. He's got 2 block shots, 15 points in 23 minutes. He has been, and he's made every big shot.
I think you could argue he's the player of the game.
Could be.
113-106 Wizards. We got a long way to go, though. Nobody move. Call your friends on the Voice of Wizards Radio Network. Dave Johnson back with Glenn Cox for 4th quarter. Hey, Doug is in West Virginia listening. West Virginia's checking in tonight. Dana in Oklahoma City, and Uncle Weeze on board on this Friday night is dealing with some plumbing issues, but that's okay. You got the radio party with you. Wizards lead 113-106. A lead they seized in the 3rd quarter. The Wizards have not let it up, even though Donovan Mitchell has been forcing the action. Mitchell now with 37 points, and in the 4th quarter, Mitchell just exploding for 13 of those 37 in the 4th quarter. This on a night when, of course, yes, the Cavaliers are missing players, but no Alex Sarr, no Chris Middleton, no Bilal Coulibaly, no Corey Kispert, and we should mention Cam Whitmore is healthy, but again, they want to get his work habits, if you will, off the standard. At least that's what Brian Keith seemed to indicate after the last game against the Atlanta Hawks.
Wizards have 6 players in double figures scoring, so it's balanced scoring. 2 players with over 20, and that's CJ and Bob Carrington.
113-106 Wizards, 7:20 to go in the 4th quarter. All right. Wizards bring out Justin Champagnie, McCollum, Jamir Watkins, Bagley, and Carrington. Coming through the center circle on the dribbles. Porter. Bounce past the Wade. Hash mark on the right wing. Now to Mitchell. Double team, feed Wade in the restricted arc, and he's fouled by Carrington. Well, that's the challenge. You double team Mitchell out front, and if he finds the right guy, in that case it was Dean Wade.
Well, you're spot on, David. That's what happens. You have to double him. You have to blitz Mitchell, make him pick up his dribble, and he did. But he's such an accurate passer. Found Wade right in the middle of the court.
Free throw is made by Dean Wade. 7:06 to go, fourth quarter, 113-107. Wizards. Another one coming for Dean Wade. He's put some points in off the bench. That's his second, first two. And that's why I looked over, because there's only 8 bench points from the Cavaliers tonight. Center circle, Carrington. Right out front by Tyson. 113-108, McCullum. Capital One Arena logo on the right side. 10 seconds. Hash mark. He's blitzed. Feeds now. Right lane, Watkins. Cross-court pass, and he threw it away. I think he thought Justin Champagny was on the left wing, and Champagny cut toward the basket.
Yeah, that's just a miscue.
Yep. And so now the Wizards have 15 turnovers, and 8 of those in the second half.
That have led to 22 points.
Mitchell to the basket, bank, no. Rebound, Justin Champagny. Now scramble for DeAndre Hunter, has it, loses it, and now we have a whistle to foul. So Jameer Watkins gets called for the foul. That'll be the 4th team foul with a lot of time left. 6:36 to go. Cavaliers only have 1 team foul. Left sideline, the Cavaliers will inbound the ball. 6 of the 8 second-half turnovers are here in the fourth quarter, where the Cavaliers are making things tight. Mitchell, left sideline into Wade. Hash mark on the left wing, handoff to Mitchell, left the circle, guarded by Jameer Watkins. Mitchell in the center circle, cuts to his left. Watkins gets physical with him. The shot is not going to count, but Watkins too physical. Commits the foul, but that's going to be the 15th foul.
Yeah.
So Mitchell, the Cavaliers with 6:27 left, are in the bonus.
Ouch. That hurts.
That really does hurt. 113-108 to score. Donovan Mitchell averages 30 a game, is approaching 40.
Yeah, he's so crafty. That time he hit Jameer Watkins with a stop and go and just was able to draw that foul. Always, when you play against Mitchell, he's always keeping you on your heels. No matter where he is, you've got to be on your heels. And you don't want to be on your heels. You want to be on your toes.
Hey, Trevor, down in South Carolina with whole family listening, 113-109. As Mitchell makes the free throw. So as a team this quarter, the Wizards have 13. Mitchell, as an individual, has 14. And make it 15 this quarter for Donovan Mitchell. 113-110. 3-point Wizard lead. All right, 6:23 to go, fourth quarter. McCullum right in the circle. Point between the circles for 3. No, off the back of the iron. Bagley swats at the rebound, but it's collected by Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell left the circle. Feeds down low Mobley, and the restrictor arc turns, flips up the shot with the left hand. Finger roll good. 1-point game, 113-112.
Smart play by Donovan Mitchell, recognizing Mobley under the basket.
Carrington right elbow to the basket. Fake and score. Eludes and Jalen Tyson block. Season 9-24. 115-112. Mitchell spins left elbow, rises, shoots, doesn't go. Rebound Jameer Watkins. He's going to force on the boards, too. Now Carrington right in the circle. 5:41 to go. Carrington on the dribble, guarded by Mobley. Down low Bagley. Mismatch on Tyson. Turns. Jump hook left hand. Scores! Bagley recognized the mismatch. 117-112. 5-point Wizard lead. Not so long to go, though. Tyson, hash mark on the right wing. Bounce past Mitchell. Foul line going to the basket and puts it in. That's 41 for Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell got a tee. He thought Watkins fouled him. Almost looked like Watkins blocked it, or partially blocked it. Mitchell, a technical after he made that basket for his 43rd point of the night. 41st point of the night. Either way, it's a lot.
And Donovan Mitchell just went right out of the game when he picked up that technical foul. We got some subs coming in.
Carrington makes the free throw, the technical free throw. 118-114.
Ball and Darius Garland come in the game for Donovan Mitchell and Dean Wade.
All right, Wizards ball, 118-114. 5:16 to go, fourth quarter. Every possession, so important.
And making free throws.
Yeah. McCollum, Carrington, Bagley in there with Jamir Watkins and Justin Champagnie. All right, center circle. McCollum cuts to his right. McCollum, stop, start, foul line, couple pump fakes, and got Mobley to land on him for his fourth foul. That's a smart move by C.J. McCollum.
Now, you wonder how long Kenny Atkinson is going to keep Donovan Mitchell on the bench here. You know, you got 5:05 left to go. I would say he's going to come right in about a minute.
I'm not even sure he took him out. He just seemed to walk off the court. As McCollum, as Glenn says, make the free throws off the rim and in. The Cavaliers tonight, 29-32 from the line. Wizards 24-28. Or actually 25-29 now.
Both teams shooting very well from the free throw line.
McCollum's second one is good. All right. Now he did his part, made his free throws, 120-114, and C.J. McCollum now at 25.
Now you got to focus on Mobley.
Garland, right elbow, right block, pass out front, Lonzo Ball for three off the back down, no, and Mobley tipped the rebound away from Bagley, but Champagnie got it. 120-114 Wizards, 4:45 to go. In the center circle now, C.J. McCollum. Started by Mobley on front, McCollum goes to work, stop, start, couple pump fakes. Hands off to Jamir Watkins in the center circle, left to circle McCollum, 5 on the clock. McCollum, baseline left, shoots, no, rebound Champagnie. Oh, put back, no. Oh, he was right there, one motion, but not 2 points. Now left to circle, Darius Garland, high stepping, foul line, flips up the shot and scores. 18 for Darius Garland, 121-16. Fine margin for Champagnie. He was right there in the putback and didn't go.
Just two guys were on McCollum.
Carrington in the center circle. To Bagley right at the top of the key. Bagley pivots. Hands off Carrington. Carrington out to Champagnie. A deep three. No, off the back of the iron and the rebound Mobley. 3:49 to go. 4-point game. Garland. A fancy snap dribble left wing outside the arc. Drives. Feeds in the paint. Mobley. The basket. Flips up a shot. No. And a ricochet's out of play. As good interior defense. Team defense. Wizards put a wall in front of Mobley.
Good defense now. Donovan Mitchell and Dean Wade back in the game.
All right, 120-116. Mitchell's coming back in. Keyshawn George is coming back in for the Wizards. And we hope you come back on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. Quite a game going here. I hope you're enjoying it. Dave Johnson back with Glenn Consor and you on this Friday night. As always, you know the deal. We're brought to you by Capital One. As Capital One offers checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. What's in your wallet? We certainly hope it is Capital One. And why not think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs? Get the parts and services you need from the professional parts people only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. 121-16 Wizards with 3:38 left in the fourth quarter of play.
I think Will Riley's got to get that sponsorship from O'Reilly.
That's right. Thanks, Brown. And did you hear Corey Kispert's coming out with a line of coffee?
Yeah.
Not sure what that means, but anyway.
That means you're going to be buying it because you're a big coffee guy.
I love my coffee. All right, 121-16 Wizards possession. 3:38 to go. Again, Cavaliers only have 2 team fouls. The Wizards are over the limit. Now through the center circle, C.J. McCollum. Keyshawn George is back in. McCollum orchestrating, gives up Bagley. Capital One area logo. Back to McCollum at the point. Top of the arc. Stop start. Left elbow driving into the restrict arc bag. No. Bagley follow. Yes. Now, wait a minute here. So McCollum was fouled by Dean Wade, so the point, 2 points by Bagley, not going to count.
C.J. McCollum is drawing quick double teams, which means someone is going to be available to offensive rebound. We saw Champagnie miss a chippy underneath. That time Bagley was there. Now he's got to make these free throws.
McCollum, and just as you said that, unfortunately misses the free throw. C.J. McCollum tonight with 25 points. He's 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 3:20 to go. Wizards have led since the third quarter. Oh, both free throws missed, and the rebound comes to Darius Garland. All right, Garland working left to right for the Cavaliers. See the center circle.
You're going to want those free throws back.
Guarded by Carrington off a Mobley screen. Garland feeds Donovan Mitchell left to the center circle. 10 on the clock. Mitchell behind the back pass. Garland left wing. Stop start. Drives. Left to Strickard. Pass right wing ball. Pump fake three. Got it. Lonzo Ball makes it a 1-point game. 120-119. His first 3 points at the right time. Carrington, Capital One Arena logo on the right side. McCollum in the center circle. 2:48 to go. McCollum on the dribble, left hand out front. Mobley's guarding him. George sets the screen. Mobley. McCollum to his left for three. That's no good. Rebound. Jamir Watkins feeds it, driving McCollum. Right wing Carrington. Carrington baseline right. Bank score. Bank score. A season high 27 for Bob Carrington. 122-119. 3-point lead for the Wizards.
Nice pass by McCollum, who I thought had a wide open shot inside.
Mitchell, left wing outside the arc over Carrington, drains it. Tie game. The 8th-3 for Donovan Mitchell. He's got 44. Wow. Carrington had a hand in his face. Didn't matter. McCollum left the circle. 2:04 to go. Bounce pass George. At the point between the circles. Cuts to his right. Stop start. Goes to Mobley. Left elbow. Needs an option. Out from McCollum. Left the circle. 6 on the clock. McCollum drives to his right. Right elbow. Flips up the runner off the back of the iron. No. Jamir Watkins battles for rebound. But Lonzo Ball gets it. Cavaliers have a chance to get their first lead since the third quarter. We're tied at 122. Mitchell, right wing for three. That's no good. And getting the rebound, Carrington. 1:36 to go. Up court to Jamir Watkins at the hash mark on the right wing. Just behind him now to Carrington. Carrington on the dribble. Step back three off the rim. Bagley battles, gets the rebound, goes back, no. Keeps it alive, no. And Mobley is able to corral it. 1:19 to go. 2 chances, no points. Tied at 122. Fans are standing U10 too. Boys are not driving. Garland. Capital One Arena logo, right side. Left of the circle, Mitchell. Guarded by Jamir Watkins. Cuts to his left. Mitchell driving. Gets top of the circle. Flips up a shot and scores as he weaves around Marvin Bagley. 124-122. That ties the season high for Donovan Mitchell with 46. We have exactly 1 minute to go, and the Wizards call a timeout.
Donovan Mitchell has taken this game over in so many different ways, making every big shot. They're clearing out for him, and right now the Wizards are going to have to just double, triple team him, make the other guys beat you because he is scorching the Wizards right now.
Good to have you on board. Allison Botch checking in, and nobody moves. A minute left. Jonathan Morris tells us Donovan Mitchell has 22 points of his 46 in the fourth quarter.
And the Wizards have 22 points in the fourth quarter.
And it's the Cavaliers lead, 124-122. Now the Wizards have 1 timeout left. The Cavaliers 2 timeouts left. Cavaliers only 3 team fouls. The Wizards are over the limit, so the Cavaliers benefit from also being in the bonus. This has been a night where Jamir Watkins has had a coming out party with a career high 15 points. Talk about efficient. 6 of 7 shooting. And this has impressed me, Glenn. Not only his 2 blocks, but 8 rebounds for Jamir Watkins.
You know, Marvin Bagley's got a double-double quietly this game. And I think that with Mitchell going bananas right now, 46 points, you still have to watch Evan Mobley, because he's that inside presence. You can't sleep on him.
All right, working right to left. The Wizards inbound the ball. Bump Carrington. Inbound the ball on the left sideline. A minute to go. Carrington. Looking for the option. There's McCollum, almost picked up by Garland, but McCollum reaches for it in the center circle. Top of the arc. Rock of the cradle. Step back 3 from McCollum off the back of the iron. No. Long rebound collected by Dean Wade. 50 seconds left. Wizards down by 2. Cavaliers possession. Cavaliers have lost 5 of their last 7. Donovan Mitchell. Running by Keyshawn George. Mitchell, top of the arc. Left elbow. Gets in the lane. Puts up a shot at the back of the iron. No. Bagley secures the rebound. Mitchell. Yep. They tie it up. Yeah. So Donovan Mitchell forces a tie up as he and Evan Mobley was surrounding Marvin Bagley.
Marvin Bagley thought he got fouled. He got popped in the mouth on that, but there was a no call. And now he's got to jump against Donovan Mitchell, who
should have the advantage.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah. Mitchell got major ups. He's got springs in his ankles.
33 seconds left. The Wizards down by 2. Foul line in the Cavaliers' offensive end. It'll be Marvin Bagley to jump against Donovan Mitchell. .124, 122. Ball in the air. Bagley the tip. Loose and coming over to Lonzo Ball. Been stolen by McCollum, but we have whistles.
Wow, that was a huge play for this. To not get that jump ball was huge.
C.J. McCollum with his third foul. And again, the Cavaliers shooting free throws. That was an awkward jump ball.
Yes, it was.
As Mitchell didn't get anywhere near it, Bagley took a half swat.
You know, you look where the Wizards were positioned there. It almost looked like they didn't have a chance of getting that loose ball.
Free throw made by Lonzo Ball.
Boy, he's making some big shots now. Well, every Cavalier player has made big shots down the stretch to get him back into this game and get the lead.
Lonzo Ball, it's a big one, makes a big one. 4-point lead with 30 seconds left. 126-122. 7-0 Cavalier run. McCollum driving to the basket. Bang, score. All right, the quick 2. 126-124. Now on the inbound, Trey Johnson commits a foul.
Boy, that was bizarre defense by Cleveland.
They just let him go.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards wanted to get a 2-for-1, and they did. But man, there was no resistance.
For the Cavaliers.
So Mobley to shoot 2. He's 5 of 7 tonight from the free throw line. 23.7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 126-124. Yeah, he just flashed on the scoreboard. The 2 straight misses, free chicken, but that would actually help the Wizards win, more importantly, as Mobley makes the first. Wizards do have a timeout. 23.7 seconds left.
They fouled the right guy. He's a 63% free throw shooter for the season. Smart foul.
Due to miss. He doesn't. 128-124. 23.7 seconds left. Shot clock off. Into McCollum. McCollum left the center circle. McCollum driving. Pass right wing outside the arc. Harrington for 3 off the back of the iron. No. Bagley swats for the rebound. Comes out to George. Top of the arc for 3. Off the back of the iron. No. 11 seconds left. Then Wade gets it. Center circle, Mitchell. He's going to win this track meet. Bank and score. 130-124. A new season high for Donovan Mitchell. 48 points. And 24 in the fourth quarter, and that might be the goodnight kiss.
The Wizards only have 24 points this quarter.
All right, 5.9 seconds left.
Had a couple of looks, Dave. Had a couple looks at the basket.
Good looks.
Great, yes.
5.9 seconds left. We'll step aside only for 30 seconds. We're not done. Not feeling good, but not done. Back in a moment on the Western Wizards Radio Network. All right, 130-124. Cavaliers on top with 5.9 seconds left in the game. A game which the Wizards, they built a 17-point lead in the third quarter, but fourth quarter is everything.
What did I tell you about Donovan Mitchell taking this game over? He did exactly that. This is what first-team All-NBA players can do. Fourth in the NBA in scoring, and he blew by that number by 18 points.
Left sideline on the hash mark. Carrington inbound the ball. Wizards down by 6, only 5 seconds left. Carrington trying to get it in, throws it to McCollum left the circle. 4 seconds. McCollum top of the arc off 1 foot, shot off the rim. Vucevic rebound, bank, and score. Not sure it's going to count, but it will count, but it will not lead the Wizards to victory. Tristan Vucevic has the exclamation mark, but the punctuation mark belongs to the Cavaliers. 130-126. The Cavaliers come back and win this one tonight at Capital One Arena. More in a moment as we get you set for the Michelob Ultra postgame show. We're not done on this Friday night as Glenn Consort, Brian Albin, Glenn Consort, Ben Rabian Chris Wright will take you home. But first, we pause. 131-26, Cavaliers on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. George, top of the arc. On the dribble, stops it. Riley, left wing. Drives. Elbow behind the back. Dribble to the basket. Oh, right hand, left side. Scores. 10 for Will Riley. 91-81. It's a 10-point game.
How he can get downhill so easily. We were just talking about Will Riley. Every game he impresses me, yes, Bijan. Wizards fall tonight, 131-116. This is the Michelob Ultra postgame show on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. We are live here at Fuddruckers. We got our people.
All right.
Dave Johnson, take over.
All right, we got a Michelob Ultra caucus. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Out in Radio Land, they got to hear it. You know what people need to know listening? We're right by the place where waiters pick up their orders, up here.
Yeah.
So we're probably slowing down the delivery of hamburgers.
Yeah, wait till I start tackling these guys.
Right. And we're right next to the Fixins bar. And with me is James. He's 10 years old, and you might have seen him at games. You've got the G-Wiz outfit, and that has got to be incredibly hot. But you're a gamer. Do you feel hot in that outfit?
A little.
All right. Well, apparently there's somebody just ordered a sandwich. We're just Now, your thoughts on just this team battled back tonight, but it was not an easy night. Yeah.
We did better in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But in the fourth quarter, we kind of blew it.
Yeah. No, exactly. And then did you go out to Summer League, did I hear, this year?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's hear it for James. He is a super fan. All right, Courtney, now that you're 21 years old.
Yeah, really.
So,
plus a little bit.
Just your thoughts on did you have a good time tonight? Obviously not the result.
Well, no, it's okay. Even though we didn't win, we still did really well, especially when it was tied at 97. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But we did have some individuals that stuck in my mind. C.J. McCollum, definitely.
Yeah.
And Vucevic. We got great guys. We just got to hit the defense.
Yeah. All right, let's bring Chase Hughes. She mentioned Tristan Vukcevic. You got to tell the story. Do you all know what they call Tristan Vukcevic? This is for people out there.
You don't know this?
In the radio world, everyone's shaking their head no. You don't know what they call Tristan Vukcevic. No. All right, tell them and explain the story.
So everyone in the Wizards locker room, all his teammates call him Tricky. And they just refer to him as Tricky. They don't call him Tristan. And I asked him, how did he get that nickname? And he said that he first heard it when he went to a basketball camp when he was 12 years old, and a counselor there started calling him Tricky because of the way he played and because his name is Tristan Vukcevic. He was like, okay, that's a pretty good nickname. He goes to another camp when he's 14 years old. Someone else comes to the exact same conclusion independently. They say, we're going to start calling you Tricky because of your name and because of how you play. So after that, he said, I guess I'm rolling with it. My name is Tricky. And so when he showed up to the Wizards, his teammates asked him, do you have any nicknames that you've been referred to? He said, just call me Tricky. So that's where it comes from.
Yeah, well, that's a great story, Tricky. And as we talked about, some of his passes lately, he's looking tricky. Behind the back pass.
I noticed that C.J. McCollum took a page out of Tristan's book with that pass in the second quarter, I think, to the corner. Yeah, over the shoulder.
And against the Celtics. Yes,
against the Celtics, yeah.
All right. And how are you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name is Joe Jack, the mayor of the Green Line. I'm with WKYS. I do a segment every Monday at 8:25 p.m.
Nice.
With the DC Word of the Week, and that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a radio show where nobody can hear it?
Hey.
Well, we're having fun.
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, we're having fun. Yeah. So, Joe, WKYS.
Yes.
Is that still 93 something?
93.9.
I got it. Give me credit for that. I remember 93 point something. WKYS for Joe Jack.
Yes.
All right, Clyde, you've organized the Michelob Ultra Caucus. Some of your thoughts on this season so far?
Well, you got to love McCollum. You know, he's a professional. He plays hard. I'd like to see progress in terms of the team. You know, no double-digit, deficits.
Right.
Yeah, in the first half. But you got to love the fans here.
Yeah.
I mean, they were cheering hard for us when we made it close. And they're here tonight, Dave, for you and Glenn and everybody else on the radio team to show we're together.
Well, and you know what else we're together? We're all cheap. Because you get 5 wings with any purchase and nobody's buying anything. So this is so anyway, we have Danielle's here tonight. You're new, right? Danielle, who you with? Who are you with?
I'm with my fiance.
Fiance?
Yeah.
Wow, let's hear it. Maybe we can marry you guys on the radio. We could do that sometime. So Danielle, what brought you here tonight?
I'm a season ticket holder, so I have to see every game. Yeah.
Wow. So do you the full season package?
Yes.
So were you both Wizards fans, or is that how you became?
I got him to
She pulled me into it. Major Wizard fandom now.
Let's hear for Danielle. There's going to be no marriage unless you keep wearing that Wizards stuff. So, were you a fan of another team?
I grew up a 76ers fan, and then moving to the area, support the local team. Yep.
Doing a good job. Look what it led to. A beautiful marriage. It's going to be, we'll do that on the radio sometime.
Converting Sixers fans into Wizards fans. That's what we're trying to do here on the Washington Wizards Radio Network. It was a fun Michelob Ultra post-game show live from Fuddruckers. And make sure you are following Dave Johnson and Glenn Consor on X at Dave J Sports and at Glenn Consor to find out when the next live Michelob Ultra post-game show from Fuddruckers will be.
This is Scott Benson, statistician for Washington Wizards Radio Network, and you're listening to the Wizards Radio 24/7.
And thank you for staying with us here on a Saturday night. It's what we call the after party here on the Michelob Ultra post-game show. Wizards fall to the Atlanta Hawks tonight by a score of 131-116, a game in which really the third quarter for the Wizards, they were able to get back into it, a game they had trailed by as many as 20 points. They end up outscoring the Hawks by 11 in the third. They go into the fourth quarter down only 4. They get even at 97 apiece, but then in the fourth quarter, it was the Hawks outscoring the Wizards 34-23. As in the fourth quarter, the Wizards went a little bit cold, 8 of 20 from the floor, 4 turnovers. They also allowed 3 offensive rebounds to Atlanta to help build that margin. And on a night where the Wizards were without Alex Sarr, without Bilal Coulibaly, without Trey Johnson, without Corey Kispert, no Chris Middleton or Cam Whitmore tonight either for the Washington Wizards. You knew they were going to be a little bit shorthanded, had to find other ways to get it done. And in his post-game comments, head coach Brian Keefe talked about how Atlanta started defending the Wizards.
2 on CJ, 2 on Keyshawn, 2 on the ball, and we were just getting off it quicker. Our spacing was better, and then we were just willing to get off it. Like sometimes like you're trying to beat that double, but we were just getting it swing to the corners, and then able to break that down. I forgot to mention Malachi. I thought he created great minutes too in that stretch too. When you get off it quick and move it quickly before the defense can get there, it makes you hard to guard.
Tristan was questionable coming into this one with the knee. It seemed like he was just trying to push through it, but gave you guys a lot of energy. What did you like about what he was able to bring as part of that second unit?
Obviously, you can see his skill set in terms of his ability to pass, his ability to roll. I thought he gave some good activity there on the defensive end. I thought he did much better on the boards in the second half, which we challenged him. And I thought he picked it up. But Tristan's been good in the minutes, and he's continuing to improve.
Brian, what are the developmental areas you're looking for Tristan to improve going forward?
Number one for any 5-man in this league is the importance of being able to defend. You're always going to be the anchor for the court. I think he's showing actually a lot of improvement this year. He's one of our lead leaders in team leaders in disruptions. He gets his hands on a lot of ball, but they're involved in so many plays as a 5-man in terms of pick and roll or being the help side. So that's stuff he's going to keep working on. The stuff he's actually getting better at. We've been pleased about it internally with his progress, but that's going to be a year-long project for him.
I know you have to look at the film to have a more detailed answer. However, how did you feel like Bub played tonight?
I thought he was really good. I think he had 8 assists, 1 turnover, controlled the flow of the game. One of the things that Bub does really well is always pushes the pace, helps us get organized. Obviously, I thought when we were struggling a little bit offensively, he made a couple shots that kind of staved off a run. So I think he felt the timing of the game and was aggressive when he needed to be. But he helped us get organized, and I thought he was pretty tough defensively tonight. He was very physical.
You talked about the rebounding. The third quarter was the one that you guys were able to fight back in. What did you see there, and then what did you see that was different across the remaining 3 quarters?
I thought we challenged the guys at halftime. We obviously we're smaller tonight. but that ball's in the air. Can you go get it? And I thought our guys responded in the third. We limited to one shot. We were actually turning them over, and that's what enabled us to get back into the game. That was such the big thing in the first half is the amount of second shots they had. They're obviously a pretty good offensive rebounding team. They crashed on their threes. But I loved our disposition, and we all challenged each other, and I thought they came out with an aggressive mindset to go get that ball in the third.
Third quarter went about as well as you could have asked for on the glass. The Wizards were able to hold Atlanta to just 4 rebounds, 5 total rebounds as a team, or they had 5 team rebounds in that quarter. But the glass itself was won by the Wizards 9-4. Wizards only missed 6 shots the entire third quarter, and that was a big reason that the 38-27 swing went down. Unfortunately for the Wizards, they then subsequently lose the fourth quarter by 11 to fall to the Hawks 131-116. Now for the Wizards, it will be 5 days off before coming back to Capital One Arena on Friday the 12th to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers at 7 o'clock. That'll be a 6:45 start on the Washington Wizards Radio Network, and right here on Wizards Radio 24/7, we'll get things going at 5:45 with the Wizards Power Hour.
We're going to hang up a banner.
Another banner.
Let's go Wizards. Wizkids.
Wizards Radio 24/7.
Thank you for locking into Wizards Radio 24/7 as we are inching ever closer to the tip-off of the 2025-2026 season. And if you were listening this time last year, you may remember a few segments I did called One Player, Three Things. I looked at some of the young returning pieces of the Washington Wizards and talked about 3 small improvements each player could make that could help the Wizards take a leap forward in this upcoming season. Today, I'm going to turn my attention to the second overall pick from the 2024 NBA draft, Alex Sarr. It was a strong rookie campaign for Sarr as he played in 67 games, averaged 13 points and 6.5 rebounds per game, had a block and a half per night, and was named to the NBA's first-team all-rookie list. So as we look ahead to the Frenchman's sophomore season, I want to start by focusing in on his impact on his stronger defensive side of the ball. Sarr certainly announced himself big time as a rookie with his shot blocking prowess.
Out front now, Cunningham. 1-point game, 46 seconds left. Cunningham off the screen, drives to the basket. Denied by Alex Sarr. Sarr said no. 12-second shot clock, no foul. Wizards bench is going crazy.
That's right. We all remember his March 13th block against Detroit that saved a win for the Wizards in the Motor City. But the thing about being a great shot blocker is that shot blockers want to swat everything and often end up going for balls they can't get to and take themselves out of the picture for a defensive rebound. That's part of the reason for why Sarr, out of 69 centers that played at least 15 minutes per game in the NBA, ranked 58th in rebounding percentage, grabbing 11% of available boards when he was on the court. Between adding more muscle in the offseason and learning a little more about when to go for shots and when to just find a body to box out, I think tracking Sarr's rebounding rate will be the most interesting storyline to follow with him this season. Upping that rebound rate to 13 or 14% would cut the difference in half between where he was last year and where the average rebounding center in the NBA normally is. Considering his youth, I don't expect him to be league average on the boards in year 2, but making a big dent in that gap this year would be an encouraging sign that he could one day grow into a plus rebounder. Offensively, it feels like the most important number to track for Alex Sarr this year will be his three-point shooting. Can he seize this moment? Spins into the lane. Pump fake. Kicks it out. George to the corner. Sarr to tie it. He does! Wow. Alex Sarr with the first 30-point game of his career. He's got 32. We're tied at 116. Sarr certainly made threes in flurries a season ago, including that 5-for-9 night as part of his career-high 34 points in Denver to seal a sweep of the Nuggets. But for the season, Sarr shot inconsistently, finishing a tick under 31% from 3. When you think of the young bigs, Sarr's skill set has been compared to guys like Chet Holmgren, Evan Mobley, and Jaren Jackson Jr., all versatile defensive bigs that can play make a bit and stretch the floor. Those guys were all at 37% or better from 3 last year. It's that level of efficiency that allows their teams to play them next to interior bigs like Zach Edey, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jarrett Allen. I think it's possible that the ideal situation for Alex Sarr would be to play as a stretch 4. Someone who you can have next to a bigger 7-footer who's a little stronger of a paint scorer, interior rebounding, all because Sarr is good enough at shooting. But in order to be that, he has to shoot it well enough that defenses take his shooting serious and stretch out the defense to cover it. That's why I'm hoping to see Sarr take a leap up and climb north of 33% from distance in his second season. And finally, the last area where I want to see growth from Sarr is in his ability to draw fouls and get to the line. Last year, he shot 2.5 free throws per game. That was often because he relied on jump hooks and fadeaways when he got on the block or into the painted area. Hopefully, with some added muscle and some added confidence, he will seek out more contact this season, as his combination of size, handles, and athleticism should allow him to put bigs in compromised situations so long as he's willing to lean in for the contact. My hope for Sarr is that we will see him shoot at least 3 free throws per contest, as that would put him in line with agile rim-running centers like Daniel Gafford, Mark Williams, Jalen Duren, and Jarrett Allen, all of whom averaged between 3 and 4 free throws a night a season ago. So there you have it. 1 player, 3 things, the Alex Sarr edition, as we approach this 2025-2026 season. Make sure to check back into Wizards Radio 24/7 all season long for progress reports on how Sarr is doing in these 3 areas. I'm Brian Albert.
If you want to know about basketball and you want to know about Wizards 24/7, round the clock every day, it's your first stop.
The new franchise record.
This is where you want to come. When you wake up in the morning before you go to bed at night, you want to know about what's happening to the Wizards team.
Boy, oh boy, was that clutch.
The roster, the game, the schedule, the players, the ins, the outs.
Oh, John Wall, good mono defense.
Everything that's critical to their season, come here. Wizards Radio 24/7.
Period. Bounce pass in the lane, O'Connell. Kennard, right wing for 3, no. Rebound. Wow, Jameel Watkins in traffic. Watkins up court to George. George, ball fake, he drives. Denied, out to Vucevic, top of the arc for 3. It's there! It's there! The Wizards run, and the Wizards are now within 5. Tristan Vucevic, confident, and he's got 14.
And there's no more trading baskets. There's stops, there's steals, there's turnovers that are creating and leading into buckets, and all of a sudden, we got a good one here. Welcome into the Michelob Ultra postgame show. We are live here at Fuddruckers. We got the gang here. We got the gang here. We got Bijan sitting right next to me. We got Dave out in the crowd. We got Chase Hughes here. All my guys are here. Wizards fall tonight, 131 to 116, but we're going to have some fun. Bijan, one of the things that jumped out at me tonight, before we get into the crowd, because there's a lot of positive things happening, it was a better performance tonight than what we've seen over the last day or two with this team, and I thought the turnovers really kind of wore them down. They did a nice job tonight. Look, they shot 51%, 44% from 3, 89% from the free throw line. It was just the turnovers.
Yeah, Glenn, when you start the game off with 7 turnovers in the first quarter, it's really hard to bounce back from that, so I agree with you. But they did a good job bouncing back. They tied the game there in the third quarter late. Ultimately, the Hawks went on a little bit of run there in the fourth quarter, and one stat that I thought was pretty interesting was that Brian Keefe said going into the game that he wanted to get out and transition, right, and play that Wizards style of fast-paced basketball. Last time the Wizards played Atlanta, last week when they won, they scored 28 points in transition. Tonight, just 5 points in transition. So the Hawks were playing their half-court sets.
Very well said. And I'm going to say this, too. The Hawks came into this game playing 2 back-to-backs in 1 week. So what do you need to do? You need to put pressure. There were moments in the game when they came back where the pressure, you saw pressure on the perimeter. I thought the Wizards struggled for the most part tonight, keeping the ball out of the paint. Obviously, they got hammered on the boards. What was it, 30 to 22? Is that right?
I think it's 45-26.
45 to 26. I was looking at defensive rebounds. So the boards were an issue. The physicality of the game was an issue, but I thought that there were moments when they made that run in the fourth quarter where they showed the physicality that they needed to play in, especially against a team like the Hawks coming off of 2.
And you and I have talked about this before. When you're missing Bilal Coulibaly, it just sends reverberations throughout the entire team because other guys need to step up. up. Keyshawn needs to guard the best player. Cam Whitmore was out tonight as well. So you have a bunch of guys who were not able to do their job, essentially, because you're missing those pieces. Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr also out, so the reverberations were felt throughout the team. And to your point about the paint, the Hawks dominated the paint. You could tell from the eye test, and you could tell from the stats. Points in the paint, 70-42 in favor of Atlanta. So even though the Hawks were tired, the Wizards were undermanned, and the Hawks took advantage of it.
I think that, first of all, it was a good game from Bub. We finally saw him get into some rhythm. We saw Keyshawn start to shoot threes again, and he got it back. I think one thing that the Wizards will improve on as this year continues on is their perimeter defense. Because for them to stay in games, they need that energy to play defensively. And when I work with kids, when I talk to college kids, when I talk to high school kids, I tell them, you want to stay on the floor? It's a motor. You got to be able to sustain your motor. The Wizards did do that, which got them back into this game. Now they got to be able to sustain the motor defensively, which I thought, give credit where credit is due. The Hawks took the punch, but they came back with their defense and continued to create turnovers.
That's the Glenn Consor coach speak. We've been waiting for it all season. He's talking to us like a coach. We love it.
Yep.
I agree with you. They need to dominate the perimeter, and that goes back to Bilal Coulibaly being out. But I completely agree with you. And it's tough when you're so undermanned. But the Hawks are also a very long, athletic team. And Bub Carrington, for the most part of the game, was guarding Jalen Johnson, a guy who was a lot bigger than him, a lot more athletic than him. And Jalen Johnson ultimately exploited that matchup. He went off for a triple-double, 30, 12, and 12. So when you have a matchup where you're missing your biggest, longest wings and your anchor in the paint and on defense and Alex Sarr, other guys are going to have to step up and do that job. So it was a tough assignment for Bub Carrington, but he did decently well.
All right, we're going to go to my broadcast partner now, Dave Johnson, who's chomping at the bit because we have our people here with us.
And this is a great crowd, and this is our first, we hope, of many. Now, what's interesting, and for people that are listening, they must understand what this actually looks like. Unfortunately, we can't put the broadcast into the sound system, which would help and make it a much more enjoyable show, because everything you just said I didn't hear, but it looked good. It looked good.
You don't listen to me anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's true. So what we've created is a crowd. This reminds me of, like, you guys obviously fly airplanes. When somebody announces we're getting ready to board and everybody just surrounds, and it's a beautiful thing. This is a party, though, at Fuddruckers, but it's also a party for a member, and Clyde Owen started this, the Michelob Ultra Caucus. This is the whole group. And tomorrow is a special day. It is a birthday for Courtney Ritz. So we're going to have it ready. Here we go, gang. I need